deserves to advance to the finals. It is at these finals where we will crown one team the best in their region and the ESL Mobile Challenge champions.
What a journey it has been for the teams that took part in Challengers, made it all the way now to the playoffs, and man, with all the four of these teams now fighting it out, this is going to be a real doozy because we've got a lot on the line here for a lot of these teams, starting with the prize pool. Challenger prize pool is still at 45,000 Singapore dollars in total, so whoever wins out in this playoffs here is going to be getting the lion's share of that, isn't it? So shall we have a look at the teams that are going to be taking part in this playoffs?
Yeah, definitely the four teams that made it through the qualifiers and right now through the challenger, and they are at the finals. Suprema and Zeta Division, previously known as Jupiter, hailing from Japan, and Byro and Team Flash from Singapore. All these four teams, they made it through the qualifiers, they made it through the challenge, the open challenger, and right now they are at the final. These four teams, they will be fighting for the bragging rights and also for the prize pool.
Indeed. So this time around, because it is the playoffs, we expect we're going to be challenging these challengers as best as we can. We're going to be making it best of 5, and it's going to be 5 rounds maximum for each single map. So a lot more games here that these teams will have to play through to prove themselves in this playoffs.
More games, more rounds means more opportunity for them. Well, let's take a look at the brackets for today. What will happen between all four teams? Zeta Division will be going up against Byro in the first matchup, and later on we do have Trooper Suprema going up against Team Flash. Japan versus Singapore, the first two upper brackets to start off the day.
Indeed, we're going to be playing 3 total matches here today, so we're going to be ending this on the upper bracket final, but not to worry, the rest of the brackets will be concluded tomorrow, so make sure you guys check us out, and make sure you like and follow our pages here so you stay notified when these live streams come up. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this semi-final right now, because we're still going to be featuring all our favorite game modes that we've shown so far throughout Brawl Stars. And they expected they're going to be having to prove their mastery of all 6 of these modes, starting from Brawl Ball to Bounty, all the way to the randomness of Gem Grab and the strategic plays you have to pull off in Siege, Heist, and Hot Zone. Plenty of variety for all of our challengers to really show their mettle.
Yep, do agree. 6 types of game modes. Only 5 will be displayed. Let's take a look what will be the first set for the upper brackets 1 and 2. It will be on 5 modes with 5 map pools, which is going to be Snake Perry, Kaboom Canyon, Split, Super Stadium, and Jam Fort. So these 5 maps, it is going to be very interesting to see how are they going to play off, especially in this kind of sequence for the mode itself. So the teams, they might want to think about it, because this is the only time they play in this. Then later on, if they move on to the upper bracket finals, it will be a different set of modes and pools as well.
Yeah, what this map pool kind of tells me though is that, you know, what the pacing of the game is just going to intensify the further you get into the set. So Snake Perry, Kaboom Canyon, Split, they are very tactical maps. We're going to expect the brawlers to be a little bit slower in the sense that they have to choose their moments very, very right. But for Student Stay and Gem Fort, you know those 2 maps are going to be super, super chaotic. So let's go ahead and have a look at the teams that will be taking part in this first semi-final match for today, starting off with our team all the way from Japan, Zeta Division. Well, they were the team formerly known as Jupiter, and they had been quite dominant, I should say, throughout, from the ladder stage all the way to this challengers. And expect that they're going to be pretty much the favorites going into this playoff. But nevertheless, they're going to be up against one of Singapore's finest, Team Byro. This team, funny enough, before coming in challengers, were barely even a team, according to Aaron, because they had considered breaking up just prior to this. But hopefully, this performance here, and indeed this achievement getting into playoffs, is going to help them out a lot. So, Zeta Division, comprised of members of Tensai, Mameshi, Achapi, and Setampo. We've seen them all throughout, and we've been endlessly praising this team just because of how dominant they've been throughout this tournament, isn't it?
Yep, definitely agree with you. Zeta Division, previously known as Jupiter, they are undefeatable. They are on point with all of their skills and their action, and they have put themselves on the map and a big target on behind them because they're going in undefeatable. Can they make it through the end with the clean sheet? So this is the top picks and the top bands that they have been picking throughout the tournament and throughout the season as well. Gene, Max, and Carl is one of the top picks, and Stu and Bell that we have seen numerous times is their top band. But will they ban off some new brawlers? We will have to see when they go into the match.
I think the Zeta Division's kind of chance of making a clean sheet could be in jeopardy though, because Byro, they are no slouch when it comes to Brawl Stars. They are certainly proven themselves to be one of the strongest Singaporean teams, if not the strongest, and certainly this is going to be a whole new challenge for them. Aaron, Vex, and Seiji forms the lineup for Byro here, and they have been through all thick and thin, but finally the culmination of their efforts lands them right here in this semifinals. Let's see whether these boys will be able to take on the absolute titans that are Zeta Division. So if you look at the top picks and top bans, you can see that in terms of their philosophy, very similar to Zeta Division, and it's no surprise. Both of these teams show that they have really good knowledge of the game itself. They understand the limits as well as the specialties of all the brawlers, and certainly brought an impressive arsenal to this tournament here. So I'm expecting this is going to be quite a tight one though, but I would still give the advantage to Zeta Division only just because their performance throughout the entire tournament. Byro, they had a really good start during the challengers, faltered a little bit, but that's mostly when they got matched up against Japanese teams. So my hope here is that Byro probably has gotten a lot of learnings throughout the challengers, and hopefully they'll bring all of that to this playoffs.
Yeah, definitely agree. Byro have to put everything on the line, and we'll see what kind of brawlers that they want to bring in. Could they be bringing some new brawlers in to this matchup? Try to break the synergy of Zeta Division, but looking at the band brawlers, Zeta Division takes out Jin, but they are taking out Buzz, the new brawler that is being introduced. Same goes to Byro. They've been taking out Buzz, and still they do recognize the aggressiveness, the threat of a Stu. So still being taken out, but Buzz, can we see Buzz in the top 4 in the grand final itself?
What do you think at this point, at this point, to me, I'm literally not surprised seeing that both Byro and Zeta decided to ban out the Buzz, and for good reason as well. Buzz is still very new into Brawl Stars, and certainly the pros know that he can be a very formidable opponent. So really, what this creates for this teams now is that now they gotta have to make a decision. In the past, you'll be banning out both the Stu and the Bell because those are the top meta heroes. Sorry, the top meta brawlers right now in Brawl Stars. But because now Buzz is thrown in the mix, that's also a very important pick, and you don't want to allow your opponents to use the Buzz because it can be very annoying, especially at this top level of play. So in the end, you're gonna have to choose which brawler do you want to concede to for this whole matchup, because remember, these bans, they're going to be lasting all 5 of the maps here, so they cannot use the Buzz or the Stu or the Gene in any of the 5 maps they're going to be playing in this set. So now that basically means that Bell is actually available. So I'm expecting to see that they're going to try to maximize the potential of having a Bell in their lineup.
Yep, I do agree. And at the same time, I was thinking, like, having the opportunity to ban out Buzz, what if down the road later on a different matchup, maybe on the upper brackets final, or when it drops down towards the lower brackets, do they still want to ban the bus? This is the question where the teams has to answer, because if they recognize there's another threat on another brawlers, they only have two options to ban. It's either one that bans for a threat that they recognize is going to be a problem, and do they want to take that risk to continue banning the bus? This is going to be very, very important for all the players.
Well, I can tell you what though, like for some of the teams, it could even become a strategic option, because it really means that if you leave that buzz on the table, that means that it's going to be a competition between both the teams to see who can actually execute the use of the buzz better than. And if that does happen during our matchup, that's certainly going to be exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting off right now with the first round. No breaks at all on this train, and well, maybe a bit of a break there, but that's going to allow them to get a kill onto Aaron, the first kill we've seen on the stream right now. And Zeta Division is having the lead in stars. Look at that, they are literally decimating Byro as they attempt to go very aggressive into their zone.
Yeah, but Byro is still not giving up. They are still in the game. They do have 3 stars in the pool for them, but how much more can they concede? This is time for Byro. They have to reset and go for an aggressive gameplay. By looking at how Zeta Division, they are grouping up as 3 together. They are not leaving the formation at all. It's going to be a bit hard for Byro to attack this lineup.
And Zeta Division is literally waiting for Byro to make that first move. That's really a good one though, but unfortunately Tensai isn't taken down yet, and Vex does get the opportunity to take down Choppy. Now it's going to be a bit of a scramble in the middle, but unfortunately Aaron and Vex both get taken out, and unfortunately that's just going to give more and more stars now to Zeta Division. Oh, this is looking really bad. Byro is going to have to figure out another approach for this map, I'm afraid.
Yep, I love how Byro initiated that fight, but then later on Zeta Division, they follow it up, and that's a good initiation coming from the side of Byro. They are picking up one, they are trying to close the gap. Looks like Byro, the Flames, is not giving up, only 1 star in difference.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very tight though. If Byro can pull out a final kill here, that could work out, but Aaron very, very low. He's going to have the back of Seichi jump in front. No, he concedes the stars. He conceded the stars to Zeta Division. So despite their best efforts, Zeta still takes a first round.
Zeta, they play it well. They play very disciplined. They waited for the initiation from the side of Byro, and Byro, I love how they are playing with the initiation that they have, but the follow-up and the late phase of the fight itself, it just went into the hand of Zeta. They just hold on as much as possible, but look at Byro. It feels like a different mechanic, a different team is being played. They are on a different level right now. I think they might put Zeta Division on a choke point.
I think they had like the right idea with going into Frank, because you know you could see that the way they were just clearing out the grass in the on the side of Zeta Division. That's really the plan for them from the get-go. You know, just try to eliminate as much cover as possible in Zeta's own side of the map, and that's just going to make Zeta's attempt to kind of defend a lot more difficult. But the problem is that they couldn't really follow it up with a good gank onto any of the brawlers from Zeta Division's side. So I think that's something they got to work on. They are on they have a good strategy going on here. I think this execution isn't quite there, because Zeta knows exactly how to counteract that. They know that as long as they clump together, as long as they constantly deal damage, they can still stay ahead in terms of stars. Let's go into round 2. Byro getting very aggressive, going through the middle there, but that's going to give a lot of damage potential there to a Choppy, and he's actually very aggressive this time around, trying to force Byro away and keep him contained within their side of the map.
Yeah, look at how Zeta is playing. Only you can see how a Choppy is playing as the frontman, but then later on, most of the teammates are coming in. Byro, they managed to pop off Tensai. Can they hold on? Whoa!
Yo! Wow. That was a good follow-up there from Choppy, and it was perfect setup there for Satampo. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you want to join in on this action here, Season 2 is going to be coming up soon, so sign up for the qualifiers as soon as you can, and maybe, just maybe, you might be joining the likes of Byro and Zeta coming into the playoffs here. They are still in a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Byro does have the lead in terms of stars, so Zeta has to work a little bit harder this time. Good, yeah, it's a good one there. Good kill from Vex. Now he's going to try to follow it up with a little bit more of pressure, but Zeta still has a lot of control over this side. So Tempo fortunately walks into one of the mines that were let down by the bow.
Yeah, oh no, Byro, this time they are on the lane, but Wax is getting assaulted by Tensai. Other players, they're still holding on, they have to back up. Seichi staying quite low, holding on, 6 health, a Chape will bring him down. Seichi will come back into the fight, they will regroup, 20 seconds left on the clock for the side of Zeta. They are on the back hole, they are trying to go for the aggression, but who will get it? Oh, Tensai! Whoa!
No, that was it. All they needed was just those couple of kills. Now they're just running away from Byro to let the clock run out. And Byro is on chase. They tried their best, but it just cannot reach. Zeta takes the second round. And that was quite a clutch, I have to say.
To agree, Zeta, they were at the back and Byro was leading. But the moment the last charge coming from the side of Zeta, it was the moment that all in for them. They went in. They got the stars that they needed, they got the lead that they needed, and the next moment it's like, scram boys, get back to the defense, get back to the other side into safety and play the time.
I didn't like how Byro kind of like painted themselves into the corner when Zeta was being that aggressive. I felt like they should have found an opportunity to try to break out of that siege, but Zeta really had all of them like all those corners kind of like guarded. So it was indeed a tough moment, but Zeta knew exactly what they needed to do. They knew that that star lead was just very, very narrow, so just getting a kill, maybe two, would be able to tip the balance into their favor. And man, like nailing it at the last second there. I mean, again, it's just this is just to me why teams like Zeta Division, I just rate them so highly. They know exactly when to bring in an aggression, when to let it off, and when it comes to the execution, it's always so brilliant when you see the way that Satampo and the Chapi really combine their abilities there to nail down kills. It's just again astonishing, you know, just watching the way Zeta Division has performed all throughout these challenges here, and really shows in this playoffs.
Yep, seeing how Zeta been playing and they understand and reading the whole game itself on the side of Byro. Byro, they look a bit shaken, but I do still believe that the flames inside of them still burning hot, because the way how they play off, they play aggressive, but later on the late phase, I do agree with your statement previously in the first round itself that the follow-up from Byro is just not there yet. They have a good initiation, they have a good start, but finishing, it's not something that they are good at yet, or I would say perfect on point compared to Zeta. Zeta Division, they know how to start the fight, they know how to hold on and last long enough to survive, and they know how to end the fight as well. So I think Byro, a bit more touch up, they might be able to get a point and maybe even get the set itself.
I think right now, you know, they pretty much the way the Zeta Division is playing literally is to counteract what Byro did in that first round. They didn't give Byro the chance to extend any map control. I expect this might be the same again, but this time Byro, they're going to be bringing out the Frank again on Aaron, but unfortunately Seichi gets picked up quite early on. Can they get a trade though? They do take one of the 10 sides, so now it's going to be 2v2. Vex is going to get caught out a little bit by a mine. Oh, but Aaron does nail the kill onto a Choppy, and now they peel back. It's a little bit tight though. Zeta Division still has the blue star in hand, but at least Byro has tied in terms of stars.
Yeah, a good fight and good initiation from the side of Byro, but they still have 45 seconds to make the lead. They have to go for aggression soon. So for the side Tempo, they might hold on for the last assault. But looking from the grouping of Zeta, they are thinking about it. They are just waiting for an action from the side of Byro, and they are going to react to it too.
Yeah, with both Tensai and Tempo having such a big hitbox for their main attack, it's really making hard for Aaron to frontline here, because they know that the moment he goes in, he's going to be soaking up all that damage. Look at how Zeta is literally coming together and know they can just afford to run out of clock. And Byro, the time is literally running out. Aaron's going to try to come in front. He gets a really good hit. Wow! Double kill there by Byro and a triple to wipe them out. 14 stars. Can Zeta make it back? I don't think so. That's a convincing win if I've ever seen one from Byro.
Yeah, the final assault from the side of Byro just changed the tide. I think Zeta, they were just waiting way too long to anticipate for the fight, and they were just hoping that one mistake from the side of Byro, and I think Byro, they adjusted based on the mistake they did on the first and second round itself, and they assaulted perfectly. They have initiated the fight perfectly, and they managed to clear out and get the lead. That's what Byro needs to do, because they still have a fighting chance. This is still the first mode. It is best of 5. First to 3 rounds for that set itself will get the set. So Byro still sitting with a bit hope. They still have a bit of work to do to finish off Zeta Division, I would say.
Definitely. This is still the first map, ladies and gentlemen. We still have a maximum of 5 more maps to go, and they have to win at least 3 of these maps in order to finish off this set and proceed to the next round of the brackets. So for Byro, though, you know, it seems like now they're starting to wake up. They finally got a really good execution, especially at the end there. So I'm really excited. This means that now the onus is going to be on Zeta Division. How will they respond to this resurgence now from Byro? Are they going to try to counteract the strategy here, or do they have something else up their sleeve? And knowing their history, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Zeta Division suddenly pulls a completely different lineup here and throws Byro off for a loop. But in the end, we'll have to see.
Definitely agree. I do agree with you that Zeta Division, they might want to throw a curveball, try to test the water. They're still in the lead 2-1, so they still need one more fight to win this. But trying a curveball, try to test the water, try to test the composition, the lineup, the meta from the side of Byro. I think it's a good point, it's a good idea result for this side of Zeta Division. So they might want to pull it off, they might want to try it, but if Byro capitalize and understand and able to read the gameplay coming from the side of Zeta, Zeta might be in danger. I believe Zeta, they know the danger is coming. They know Byro Flames is here. They know the fire in the players is there. Can they ice them? That's the question from the side of Zeta Division. Can they ice the players from the side of Byro now?
And I think Aaron played this really well by like being a very sneaky Frank, which honestly is kind of a terrifying thing, knowing how big and lumbering Frank is, you know. But still pulling that off, you know, it still takes time for him to charge up and land that hit. And when he managed to do it, he landed it all 3 brawlers on the Zeta Division side. So that's definitely a really good hit there. And the thing is, if they really want to make the strategy work, they have to keep doing that over and over again. And this is what Zeta Division knows as well. So as long as they can come up with some way to counteract Aaron on the Frank there, they could potentially find a way to overcome it. So again, it's all the onus now is on Zeta Division. Now it's going to be their turn to respond here, and let's see what they're going to try to do, I suppose.
Yeah, I do believe Zeta Division, they have to come up with something, especially, as you say, going up against Aaron and his Frank and stuff. That is just crazy, especially a Frank, how he lands shots, how he drops the hammer on top of them. Definitely seeing Aaron putting gear on top of what he has during the Opens itself, and definitely he's trying to prove himself. He is one of the best players in Singapore. Can he continue with his domination on Frank, especially on Snake Parry? The first mode itself will be Bounty. Byro still have a chance. Zeta just need one more to close that set. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, seeing these 2 teams going up each other. Maybe they could be meeting up against each other again in the grand finals. Maybe just a bit of speculation.
I mean, given the bracket format, it's definitely not out of the possibility, because you can still fight your way out of lower brackets to get back into the grand final. So even if they get knocked out here in this first semifinals, they still have a chance to come back, but that's going to have to wait until tomorrow though. So like again, just to remind you guys, this whole playoffs is going to be taking place today and tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay liked and subscribed to the channels here, and make sure you guys follow us here so that we'll be able to see the conclusion of this journey here. And also for those who are looking to just make their first foray into esports, why not join in the next set of qualifiers here, because season 2 of Brawl Stars is going to be coming soon. The links to register is already up here on the website. Just go ahead, check it out. It's at esl.gg/ESL Mobile Brawl Stars AP. That's for the Asia Pacific regions, just so you guys don't get too confused. But registration is already open, so what are you waiting for? Go ahead and sign up now.
Yeah, I do believe a lot of players seeing how the teams is playing in the challenger itself, especially in the grand finals and the finals itself. They might be taking some notes, trying to copy and trying to learn from the professionals. I was trying to learn from all these players, especially from Japan. They have the great mechanical skills in them, and from the Singapore itself, their meta is a bit more understanding how they react and how they can turn things around. It's a very two different gameplay, but who will stand tall is still yet to know. Just to put a bit of challenge between us, who do you think might be able to capture the first upper brackets? Maybe a clean sheet. Who do you say?
Clean sheet. I mean, when you say clean sheet, I mean, you're definitely expecting Zeta Division to probably continue that trend they've been building since ladders, mind you. Like, since ladders all the way through challengers, they had a clean sheet of victories over every single team they faced off against. But I think when it comes to this playoff, though, it's a lot harder for me to predict that, because given that it's going to be a 5-round format for every map, it means that there's just generally more games they're going to have to play. So therefore, the risk of them losing a map is way higher here in the playoffs compared to all the previous stages of the Mobile Open so far. But if you want to say who has the best chance to make a clean sheet, of course they're going to say Zeta Division. I mean, just look at their match history. It's impossible. It's basically, most people make it unthinkable that they would drop a map here. But again, I think in the long run, though, it's pertaining to this specific matchup right now between Zeta and Byro, I think what Byro has, even though it is a successful strategy, I do feel that it's quite an element of risk, because it is still what we will call a combo wombo. You know, it still relies on first Aaron nailing that first initial hit and everyone else following up with their damage at the same time. And if they can't nail that combination just right, as you saw in the first round, then they will still be able, we will still lose out a round. So the thing is that right now, again, still it's really exciting here, because Byro does finally have a good round now against Zeta Division. So I think, like, if they can just carry that confidence and continue to keep the pressure going onto Zeta Division, they might and if especially if Aaron nails that first hit there and everyone falls up, man, it's going to be a really tight series here.
I guess it's all depends on how Aaron start the initiate the fight, how he set up the whole side for the side of Byro. But looking at how Zeta Division they rate out, I'm not sure. The first set itself, the first 2 rounds that I've seen, Zeta Division has been responding to the aggression of Byro instead of having most of the initiation of the fights. They just wait for the movement, they wait for the attacks from the side of Byro, then only they come in and try to go for the cleanup and try to last longer compared to Byro. Byro, think they went in, they sustained way too much damage, way too much DPS from the side of Zeta, and the moment when they start backing out and try to go for the resets, it feels like that's the time where the sharks smells the blood in the water, and that is where Zeta Division went in for the strikes and all. It is quite safe for the side of Byro, but at the same time, and for the side of Zeta Division, it's a bit risky because the way how they wait it up, they always try to go for the late phase. I understand that Zeta Division, they can go for the late phase, wait for the last few seconds and go in for the kills and try to get that small lead, and that's all they need. But what if Byro can put up a very good defense, a very good stronghold? Then Zeta Division might have a problem facing up that kind of gameplay, that kind of lineup, a total lineup, I would say, from the side of Byro. But Zeta Division, they look a bit shaky trying to go for the initiation of that fight.
Okay, I mean it's fair enough. I mean, again, probably didn't expect the sudden burst of like aggression towards the end there. But again, I would just put that down to Byro just nailing that timing absolutely perfectly. And speaking of timing, we're going to be going down to our third round now. Our fourth round. Let's see whether or not Byro will be able to keep up this streak. Aaron already nails down a kill here onto a Choppy.
Oh. Oh, he got.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving on already to the second map here. Apparently, the first map, we didn't quite get to check out the last round of that, but I can report to you that Zeta Division has actually won that out. So now, Byro, they're going to be in immense pressure now to try to nail out a win here. The thing is that the save on Zeta Division side taking a lot of damage, and that's all from Byro's efforts. Finally, Zeta does take out the final defender there, that is Aaron. They're going to try to get some damage done on the stage, but Achappi's shot still getting blocked there by Vex. Very good use of the shield gadget there from the Piper.
Oh, looking at how Byro playing so aggressive this time. Zeta Division, I think they did not expect the aggression coming from the side of Byro this hot, and Byro, they are putting up a fight. They are showing Zeta Division that they are no team to be bullied, and seeing how Byro Seichi picking up Tensai, and they are still going on for the aggression. The ball has been chipped.
Okay, that was a last minute pot shot there, but that's just only to solidify the lead that Byro has in terms of the health percentage on the high saves right now. 22%, 69 with Byro in the lead right now. All they have to do is prevent Zeta from reaching the middle there, especially with the range that the Bell can do. But look at that, Bell just consistently trying to get some shots, but no effects. Takes him out before he can do any more damage. Now it's gonna be the final assault onto the save. Look at that, pouring everything they got into that save. Byro takes the first round on map number 2.
Wow, looking at how Byro playing it, it's so aggressive. Zeta Division, they didn't really expect the aggression coming from the side of Byro, and Byro just keep on chugging, just keep on pushing, throwing everything they have. And Zeta, they did have an advantage at one point, able to wipe out the whole team from the side of Byro, but the damage has been done from the side of Byro. They managed to do at least 50% damage in the first few seconds, I would say. And then later on, seeing how Zeta trying to go for the catch-up. It's a bit hard. Can they change things up in the second match itself to see what can they do to go up against Byro? Byro, I feel like they are on point. They have the lucky day, and I think all of the star has aligned for them, and today feels like it's a good day for them.
Yeah, it's certainly looking really up, but again, they really are trying to make up for some lost ground here because they lost out map number 1 here. We didn't get to see the final round there, but Zeta did win that one there, so it seems like Byro now just trying to play catch up at this point because, you know, they already conceded one map, so okay, bounty is already out of the way. Now we can try to focus on the other modes here. We've got the highest mode right now in this map number 2, then we're going to be going to a hot zone round later on, so both of these very tactical maps. So this means that both of these teams will have to really pay attention to the positioning as well as their flankers, really, because you just saw the way Seichi was able to just get up to the save there. Really, once you find those kind of gaps, once you find those kind of opportunities, you have to make the most of it, and Byro certainly did. Now we're going to be going into a second round here on the same map. Zeta Division now, they have a really good position here, and they're already piling on the damage. They've already got eliminations done on the Byro. Look at that special going down as well. It's down to 50%. Oh, how the turntables here. Byro now is on the back foot. Vex gets picked off before he could even respond here, and now they're just piling even more damage. And Choppy basically unopposed now is able to back out of the way before his special even is able to touch her.
Yeah, Zeta just take on the aggression, telling Byro, you guys can play the aggressive gameplay, we can too, and Zeta putting up a lot, but Byro, they are answering back, they are not backing the Wax, juggling left and right, try to juke the shots, but the projectile will land onto Wax. So reset's coming in from the side of Byro. Punga pops it out. Byro still on the back foot. Still have time. 60 seconds
Ooh.
left on the clock. One by
Oh
one, they
my
are
God.
dropping, but
Pinpoint accuracy from Zeta Division is unreal. You saw how shot after shot was just landing on every single target there, and especially that last push there. You know, if I tell you what, if any other kind of team wouldn't be able to pull out a play like that, simply because the amount of skill you need in order to nail those shots there, especially consider the hitbox, you know, for these long range heroes like long range brawlers like Bell, very, very narrow. So again, you have to be perfectly timed, you have to have it at the right angle, and just Zeta Division is just literally on point with their shots. That's how they just dominated Byro that round, just by pure mechanical skill there. It's just so impressive.
yeah, accuracy from the side of Zeta Division. They have been landing every shot, as you said. They will pinpoint accuracy. They didn't really miss much, except on the part where Vex was trying to juke left and right from the projector from the side of Zeta Division. But Zeta Division, they put on the aggression that Byro had put on to them on the first round itself. So Zeta, they are feeling the flames. They are putting everything back on the line. I think they want to solidify their lead. They want to show to all the teams that they are the best team with any brawlers in hand for them.
Yeah, I think right now Byro has to absolutely punish Zeta if they want to try to go for that kind of aggressive strat again, because again, when you're going with pinpoint accuracy, it's going to be very, very difficult when you've got like 3 brawlers charging at you at the same time. So I think right now Byro may try to go for something a little bit different here. I think like Zeta Division probably will as well, but no, actually Zeta sticking to the same kind of lineup here, and so is Byro as well. So this time though, they do have a little bit of a difference here. Seichi is swapped off to another brawler, while both the Brock and the Piper are still retained here on Byro's side. So it's really going to be exchanging of blows at the moment. Not quite a lot of aggression this time around. Zeta lost their bell, unfortunately. Satampo is going to try his best here to try to stay around because Vex is quite low. He nails the last shot there onto Seichi, nailing a kill. Aaron's taken out as well. Special is going to come out. That does a little bit of damage onto the save, but as far as Zeta is concerned, they are controlling the center of this map.
Yeah, they are controlling the map placing, and looking at how Seichi playing just now, he managed to go in on the side to go for some of the pop damage, but will he be able to deal more damage? Meanwhile, the side of Zeta still on the aggression, trying to push, but Seichi jumping into the back line, into the enemy's lines. Oh my god, 60 health! He is trying to juke it out, but no!
But that distraction is actually enough to allow Byro to overtake the middle. So now Zeta is going to have to defend their save, and it's going to be a bit of a tall order here because Eric is going to continue to do damage on the save. They brought it down to 52%, just 5% lower than where Byro is at the moment. So as far as you're concerned, Seiji's flying there. It's an absolute success at the moment. Now Byro just has to follow it up now with even more kills. Zeta a little bit low. They lost one. They lose another as well. Only a Choppy is going to try to defend by himself. Seiji's already flanking around. It's already continuing to be a thorn on Zeta's side. Tensai Satampo now both have to focus their energies here to take out Seichi, but by the time they do so, Byro is so far ahead. Now Zeta retakes a position in the middle here. Can they recoup this? Can they cut their losses?
Yeah, Zeta, they have to turn things around. 30 seconds left onto the clock for them to do anything. 32% for the side of Zeta, 49 on the side of Byro. Zeta, 2 men down, side tempo, 1 alive, gets popped, Byro have 3. They are thinking on the aggression, 50 seconds left. Can they hold on to their save? But Zeta making the chest, jumping, going for the push, but the block coming from back. Oh my god!
My goodness, they're literally throwing the bodies in front here trying to defend the damage, but just barely. 3 percentage points more, and Zeta could have taken it, but Byro, they still reign supreme on this round. Man, that was really close.
Yeah, Byro turning the tide back and forth, and seeing how Seichi is playing, as you said, being a ton in the side of Zeta Division. Zeta Division can't do much but have to back off trust to deal with this Seichi, and Seichi did so much. He set up for his team to get the mid control, get the map control as well, and dictate how Zeta movement is. And Zeta just got played into the hands of Byro. Byro looks like they are not bowing down to the side of Zeta Division. Woo.
Ooh, I mean, I'm just assuming right now that the reason for the reason why Seichi is able to just literally flank so quickly, just unnoticed, is because he was using Warp Blast. Warp Blast, you know, if you don't know, it's a gadget for Nani that allows Nani to teleport where his special peep actually lands in. So I think that was what Seichi did. He used peep in order to teleport his way to the flank there, undetected by Zeta Division, and that just made it so difficult for them, because now they cannot afford to just stay in the middle. They have to split their defenses, and that was basically what allowed Byro to take control over the game just like that.
Wow, looking at how Byro played, could this be the opening for all the rest of the team to finally figure out how to defeat Zeta Division? It feels like this is like reading the meta, reading especially Zeta Division meta, like.
Oh, I think
going in
just
for more.
okay. Yeah, sorry there, Adrian. I think you got a little bit cut off there towards the end. Apologies for that. But yeah, I mean, to your point, you know, could this be like now a chance for them to, for the other teams, you know, to find a strategy works against Zeta? I just don't think so, because again, we're still focusing on one specific map, one specific brawler being used here. All Zeta Division has to do next time around, if another team wants to pull this, is literally remember what that Nani can do, you know, in this kind of situation. So I don't know. It does, what this does show to me though, is that Byro is trying very creative strategies here in order to try to face a team that they know is as strong as Zeta Division. They know that they will try to fight them one-on-one, mano-a-mano. It's not going to work out well for them, simply because how much higher level Zeta Division is in terms of their mechanical skills. So they have to find very creative strategies like these to just literally throw a curveball into the works there. And this round really worked out with that Nani pick.
Yep, seeing Byro picking up that Nani, it is definitely a curveball that they didn't really expect from the side of Byro. From Zeta Division. And Zeta Division, I think, knowing the issue there, and I think I'm going to pull it back and going back to the band itself, like seeing that some of these brawlers is an issue. They are going to rectify it. They are going to understand that it is going to be a problem. So having that buzz ban, it's definitely going to be one ban taken out, because you do not want to go up with a new brawler, especially, and not knowing what kind of cheese thing can a new brawler do. So can we see the teams like bringing a different ban and not utilizing one of the bans on the bus itself?
Well, I mean, I will still go back to kind of like what I said early on, which was basically, if you leave Buzz on the table, then you're basically it's basically kind of like showing off your cards. You're saying that, okay, let's go ahead, let's let Buzz be on the table right now. Show me what you can do with this brawler. So I think it comes down to that essentially, which team is going to be able to execute the usage of the Buzz better than the other, because we do know that he can have super high mobility because of his special. We know that his damage, especially at close range, can be super devastating, and as I mentioned, his gadgets at the moment can be a bit overpowered. So again, it's going to come to execution if that ever happens, and I feel like the teams that have the stronger skill would definitely have the bigger advantage in any given situation.
And seeing how Zeta Division bringing a different lineup, a different composition into this, but they know they are at the back foot. Oh, that's a good pickup from the side of Byro. Seichi managed to pop one out. A Chappy stays quite low. Aaron will go down as well, but Aaron going down will bring a Chappy down to the graveyard. Can they hold on for the side of Zeta?
Look at that, Saitampo using the same strategy. He sent the peep out. Is the peep already in the position though? Yep, he is already up in front there. He's gonna try to do the same thing, but no! Byro, they are no They didn't have any of that at all. They took him out as immediately as he was there, and they're trying to regain control. They have regained control over the middle here, just somewhat, at least preventing Zeta from being able to take pot shots onto the safe. They finally take down the Choppy as well. Vex now, only one holding the position here, but that's pretty much going to be enough at this point.
The outside temple might be thinking about it, but will not go for teleport. But 10 times will be brought down. But look at how Byro, they recognize that when Zeta Division changed up their lineup, they say, no, that is our strategy. This is our meta. Please do not copy it. And look at the aggression. They recognize the whole issue and they rectify it immediately. But Byro still on the aggression back, speaking outside temple, telling you, no, not again, not today. Try again next round. You might do better, but Zeta Division, knowing the issue, has to go for the aggression. 45 seconds left onto the clock. Side tempo finally telling, right, I will not try to go for your copy. I will try a different way of going for the damage.
He tried to go directly through, but unfortunately, the bell was already in position. Now he's going to be sending the peep out again. Is he going to be able to get a flank? Yep, he's already in position. He's going to try to do damage there. Oh, it's found to 53, but no, the bell of Aaron takes out Satampo before he can do any more. 10 percentage points now separated two, but the rest of Zeta is not in position to do any more damage. Vex now tries to jump out of way, gets out of damage there, tries to block the shot. They're coming in Choppy. He takes the kill. He takes the kill onto the Byro just in time. Now they just need to hold out for a little bit longer. 5 more seconds now. Zeta is literally trying their best to push through, but they can't do any more damage. Byro takes it 3-1 now on the second map. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have a tight series now.
Yeah, what a matchup between these two teams. Byro, I think that sends a clear message to all the teams that it is achievable, it is possible, and even God Blitz, and we see right now Zeta Division drops one to the side of Byro. It is a sign of hope for a lot of teams. It is a sign of hope for Byro. Can they bring down Zeta Division? Can they still roll on the momentum that they have?
So what I'm taking away from this though is that Zeta Division can't quite pull off the same strategy that Byro did against them. You know, even though it became basically a flip. You know, the Byro took retain the kind of lineup they had initially in a mirror match, but then allowed Zeta Division picked up the Nani instead, and they tried to do the same thing. But the thing is that Byro, they know how to counteract it by just simply paying attention. I guess paying attention. They see a peep just slithering its way through. They cannot afford to ignore it. They knew exactly what they're going to try to do at that point. So again, they're no fools, unfortunately, for the case of unfortunately for Zeta Division. So that's why the Nani didn't quite work out well for them. But then again, that's going to be the end of map 2, I believe. So that means that we're going to be going straight into map 3 now. So this hot zone split, very, very tough, I think, for a lot of the teams we've seen so far, at least what has been played in Challenger, simply because, you know, having that wall in the middle there limits a lot of like options, I think, when you're trying to defend both sides. Either you're going to just go like heavyweight on one side and then try to have high mobility on the other, or you're going to try to focus all 3 brawlers onto one side first and then only try to go for the rotation. So I think split is going to be one of those where the decision on like what lineup you're going to be taking could win or lose the map here.
Yep, agree with you on how the team's going to approach onto the zone itself, especially on which hot zone to go for first. It's going to be a bit of decision making. Are they going to split up the whole composition, or are they going to stick to one side and try to hold on and like get full control before making that move itself? But I want to talk a bit on the second set itself, seeing how Byro baited the side of Zeta Division to picking out the Nani. To me, just something pops in your mind. Maybe it's a 300 IQ play coming from the side of Byro. It's like, we did it. You guys can try it, but we will let you guys see what you guys can do and try to bait up. But seeing how Byro, knowing, as you say, that Nani was on the side of Zeta Division, they immediately rectify that Nani, say nope, do not enter our space, do not come into this no-fly zone. This is our no-no square. But going to the third mode, hot zone. Thinking of how the approach that they want, especially on split itself, it's going to be it's like a chess play. It's going to be a step. Who will make the first move? Who will make that first aggression, that first initiation? Do believe and do agree with you that bringing a tank, a very bulk brawler into the fight might be a solution. Or maybe you're gonna run three chunky boys into the game. We have to see, because both teams, they are at tie, especially on the sets itself. So they are thinking of a way of how to counter react to the opponent, especially Zeta Division. They want to read out, they want to understand what is being brought in, what's the composition, what kind of meta or strategy that is being played from the side of Byro, especially onto Horizon, because this is the third set. It is the third one for them, and picking up this lead is just one step away to proceeding to the upper brackets final.
That's why I said, like, the choice of brawlers here is going to be super critical now, because, you know, both of these teams now are one each in terms of the map scores. So this one could kind of break that tie right now, and could set the tone for the rest of this matchup here. Because again, when we're going on to the next two modes, it's going to be Brawl Ball and then finally Gem Grab. Those two are very, very chaotic maps. They're going to be maps where you're going to be high on the action a lot. And in those kind of situations, I think definitely Zeta Division will have a massive advantage there, because we know already that the mechanical skill is quite high. So I think they will definitely be able to weather out the storm, as it were, throughout those two maps. So right now, that's why this split map is going to be super critical now for Byro, because if they really want to put Zeta Division in under immense pressure, they have to win this map right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is looking like a very, very tight series right now. I can only imagine what's going to happen, you know, as we continue on through these brackets here, because, you know, there's going to be so much learnings, you know, for all of these teams as they proceed through the next few rounds. Because again, I think this especially like the Nani pick here, I just keep coming back, because that's such a creative way to counteract Zeta Division's kind of style of playing in that map, because you could see that they were super aggressive. You know, they were constantly holding the middle and just using that opportunity to just take shots on the save. Didn't quite expect that Nani using the warp gadget would be able to just sneak by their lines completely undetected and completely throw them for a loop. So again, if Byro can constantly come up with creative strategies like that, if they can find something that works on split that the other teams have not quite figured out yet, they might just have a secret weapon here. Because to try to take down a team like Zeta Division, who, mind you, has gone through from ladders all the way through challengers to this playoff with an entirely clean sheet of 0 defeats on map points. So for them to just take one off here already, that's kind of the equivalent of like you know, that scene in 300 where Leonidas throws a spear and makes the god bleed.
Yeah. I think Zeta Division has a rat problem, especially on that second map itself. Look at how that Nani, Seichi, played perfectly, created the distraction that the whole team needs, get the map's control, get the damage done. Byro, if they keep throwing curveball, some unorthodox gameplay onto the side of Zeta Division, I might feel Byro might have this in the bag.
Well, let's see what they're going to try to do this time around. They're using Rico's here because he's going to be able to ricochet his shots around the edges there. So that's going to be critical to try to keep those choke points on the flanks guarded. Seichi is going to try to get on the point. He's taking a lot of damage already by chopping. He gets taken down by the tip. So now it's going to be Zeta taking control over both hot zones. Byro finds out a bit of a quandary right now because a lot of damage being done. Tensai pulls him in front, but he gets picked up before the Surge is able to do any more damage. Seichi successfully takes out a top to regain control over the hot zone, but then will it be in time though? Zeta Division has a significant lead now, especially on that right-hand hot zone, and Zeta just retaking that zone again. Look at that.
Yeah, Zeta Division putting on the aggression, but at the same time, Byro is still responding. They are not giving up. But ooh, Max, so close. A champion as well has to back up. Players has to reset, but Aaron being so aggressive, juking around the Rusi. Look at Tensai Aaron trying to juke it up, and that's on Aaron. He is the better player. He has the better mechanics, able to take out Tensai.
That's just absolute timing god right there, Aaron. He's just able to stay out of danger, out of the way. Unfortunately, Rico now doing a lot of damage there. That does take out one there. That Seichi can take it out for the side of Byro. As now Zeta taking control over both hot zones. They've already finished one on the right hand side, but Tensai is continuing to try to defend here against Aaron, but it's proving to be a bit of a tough order here. Tensai now going to have to deal. He gets taken out instead. Now Aaron does finish it up, no, but unfortunately Zeta, they've got their focus on the right path there, on the left hand side, and with the amount of like blockage there, my goodness, that actually made it quite hard, I think, for Byro to actually fight on that left hand hot zone.
I think this time around, it is more about the map control, more about how you zone out the players, zone out the enemies, and zone out the brawlers, especially seeing how Zeta Division had the early aggression and at the same time had that early zoning capabilities. They are able to zone out the side of Byro. They reacted. We have seen the tangle between Aaron. We have seen the tangle on the left side as well for on Rex itself. Can Byro figure a way how to get it? I think the first team or the first brawlers to get in position to start zoning, I think that is the most important, and pick up some of the throwers, try to zone out the opponent. I think it is quite a solution, but can they hold long enough?
What Zeta Division specifically made it quite hard for Byro in that case was the Sprout pick. You could see the way that he was just laying out the vines all over on that left hand hot zone that just basically make it impossible for Byro to actually try to contest their attempt to capture that left hand side. I think that exactly was what won them in the closing, won them the round in the closing moments that specific round. So I think they have to find an answer to that Sprouts. Perhaps they might try something. I mean, even a Frank could be viable in this case as well, because he can clear out the walls. Maybe he can clear a path between the two hot zones. That could actually give them a little bit more mobility and give them the opportunity to defend both hot zones at the same time, because that's kind of the problem with this map here, because you're basically, it's literally hard forcing you to split up your defenses, you know? So it's either you have to fully commit to only one side and just concede the other, or you're gonna have to figure out a way to make that split battle work out. So at the moment though, the Sprout is proving to be a good way to kind of counteract that. This time around though, they're gonna be bringing something a little bit different to the table. Seichi does bring out Punchy Boy here. Well, let's see, he's going to be able to work out inside top. Oh no, Rico just slams him down with a gun. You don't bring your fists to a gunfight, my mate.
Yeah, I do agree. Looking at Alfred being brought in, you don't bring a gun to a gunfight, but I do agree with you. Bringing the friend might be an answer, might be able to clear out the path of opening as well for the side of Byro to even get in control and try to force players, even the side of the brawlers for the Zeta Division. But Zeta Division putting on an aggression. Seichi takes up a champion, punching and wrestling. Tensai and Seichi holding it off, duking and trading punches.
I don't like that at all because it just allowed Saitapo to completely take over the right-hand side. Now the left gets taken again by Choppy. This doesn't really work out at all for Byro, even though they try to go for a mirror setup here. And again, they had a little bit of right idea. Again, maybe they were just listening in on the stream though, because what the very thing I mentioned was what Byro attempted to do. They tried to break down the wall in the middle, but I think it was a little bit awkward because it was still a very, very tiny gap. It was still very much forced them to defend the left-hand side, the left hot zone more than the right. And I feel that not contesting Seiji on that right-hand side was sort of critical error there from Byro, because by that point they already had a lot of capture done already on the left-hand side. So it was absolutely imperative for Byro to actually contest both of those hot zones. But I think the way they tried to approach it, I'm not too sure whether it might be a mistap somewhere there, because it seemed like the second attempt to try to break the wall didn't quite land on exactly where they expected it to.
The approach on the wall, I will talk about that a bit. Like, I think the first few seconds, the moment they try to get into position, I think that is the time that they have to open it up. It is going to be all fair play, since that once it's open, both teams can use that pathway, can use that space itself. And I do feel if Byro wants to open up the map, I think the first initial 15 seconds, 30 seconds, that is the window that they need to open it up. Because in the later phase, if they try to open it up on the later phase itself, Zeta Division, they might just want to split off. They just might want to conquer both hot zones at the same time, and it might be too late for Byro. So I feel Byro, they might have the right idea, but doing it in the early stage, I feel it's a better choice. Just open it up, just go for it, and go for the aggression, go for the map control, and zone out the players, zone out the brawlers from the side of Zeta Division.
Yeah, and I mean they had also as well, like on both sides, the El Primo, so he could pretty much jump over the wall, so he was pretty much going to be their quote-unquote frontliner. But up against a Rico, I don't think, especially given the limited range that El Primo had, that was going to be a good matchup anyway. So nevertheless, we're going to be going straight into our fourth map now. This is going to be a Super Stadium Brawl Ball, and Zeta, well, they're just kicking the ball in, and it seems like we're going back to the camera now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do feel like there is a mistake. Should be one more deciding for the side of hot zone for both teams. Yeah, I think both of the teams, they got into the wrong game. Might want to have a bit of break for them, like kicking the ball around, like, all right, we have a bit of punchy, a bit intense. Let's kick the ball around, try to pull around. But I do feel like both teams, they are just trying to pull off something in their mind.
I mean, I wouldn't blame them too much, because I know Brawl Ball can be hype in hell, and they definitely want to get that as soon as they can, you know. But nevertheless, we still have at least one more kind of round to decide here. Even though Zeta Division is in the lead, though, they still need to at least confirm that before they get to the next map now. So I believe we're going to be remaking so that we get back to our hot zone map here before we proceed on to Brawl Ball. So just go ahead and wait a little bit for that team. But I think right now, Zeta Division clearly showing that they have the upper hand in this match against Byro at the moment, because Byro, the last two attempts here to try to get a good answer to what Zeta Division is doing on hot zone hasn't quite worked out. So in any case, they're coming into this really on the back foot here, I feel.
I do agree, like on hot zone itself, Byro is lacking a bit. I don't blame them, because not everyone can master every single mode itself and every single map itself. It's beyond impossible to do that. But I do have a question for you, Victor. Talking about Brawl Ball, do you take it seriously, or the moment you go into a game, maybe you go into a matchup, a 3v3 matchup, a tournament itself, how do you approach Brawl Ball? Do you look at it as it's going to be a fun game, instead of like, hey guys, let's try to get the ball into the goal. We have to do it seriously. We have to approach it very seriously.
I mean, again, I'm trying to say, do you take it seriously or not? I mean, of course I do. It's Brawl Ball. What are you talking about? You gotta have your serious face on the whole time because it's just how intense it is. But I do say though, like my approach to Brawl Ball compared to other game modes is definitely different because you know that not only objective is wildly different compared to other games, but the focal point is not really so much on like trying to dominate or like get kills on the opposing team. It's really all about positioning and being able to communicate well with your teammates about your intentions and so on and so forth. So I would say, yeah, I mean, I definitely have a different approach to Brawl Ball, but compared to other game modes. But to say, do I take it less seriously than the other game modes? Heck no, of course not.
Well, I guess for me, I might be slightly different because I might take it quite playful because it's football. It's a brawl ball.
Yeah,
It's fun.
I get it.
It's like. Oh.
Okay, we've just gotten an update now from our tournament team here. So it looks like they've already won map number 3 here. Zeta Division did. So we're going to be going straight into map number 4 here. So apologies for that. It seems like we aren't able to get that final round in time there. So nevertheless, let's go ahead and jump straight into Brawl Ball now. I know the teams have been waiting for this, so let's go ahead and get the kickoff. And Taichi gets kicked off the map immediately.
Yeah, Byro have to return back, but here comes the ball and goal! It is for the side of Zeta, 1-0. Once again, Zeta Division popping off. They do have the lead. Can they close things off? Seichi jumping into the back line, trying to go for it. Open it up! Oh wait, the ball as well is in the side. Zeta Division, but Max walking in.
Oh my goodness, that was a good. I mean, it's a good call. I was expecting Vex to pass it off to Aaron to get the final shot because he was just simply like open. But then again, Vex just decided to put the ball in himself. Now Seichi facing a lot of pressure. This type Pampo literally controlling that side there, doing a lot of damage to Seichi, forcing the El Primo to back up. Aaron in the meantime does get a good flag, but now he's down to 750. He has to back off. Ball is being passed to his side though, but he doesn't have control over that side of the map. The special coming in from the Barley is going to make sure that the Ems isn't able to get anywhere near that flank.
Yeah, so close for Aaron. He wanted to jump at the back line to hit Side Tempo, but Side Tempo recognizing that Aaron will jump in and immediately move out. But Seichi finally getting back the ball, clearing it onto the side of Zeta Division. Zeta Division had to bring back the ball, but Tensai going onto the aggression, jumping into the back line, be able to pop one off a chop, be able to take out Aaron. Rex has to go into the goal just to reset himself, but the ball is in a danger zone. Aaron bringing the ball, Seichi will lose it, but a Chappie bringing it around. There comes the aggression, and it's an open goal for the side of Zeta Division. What a game, back and forth, but Zeta managed to close things off. Good play coming from the side of Byro, I would say.
I think it was good play, but the thing was like they didn't really focus on the biggest threat on the map there, which literally was a Barley. You saw the way the Barley was like Tenshi going up in front there, was constantly hounding damage onto Byro as they were attempting to guard the goal. And it just surprised me that they decided to try to focus on Sitampo instead, even though Tenshi was still literally right there, still had a lot of health and was still unopposed, and he was able to get his special up in time. That pretty much made the whole goal, the penalty area, the goal, just entirely a feel of toxicity there that Byro couldn't really thread on. So that's why Byro got themselves caught out there. It's why they got eliminated before that ball even got anywhere near the penalty zone. So my goodness, that was I think that was a bit of a mistake from Byro to ignore the Barley that much. I mean, again, Saitampo certainly has been nailing the kills here, but then they still need to be wary that map control and positioning is all that's key here in Brawl Ball.
Looking at how Byro, this is the final few time for them to try to upset Zeta Division, but Zeta Division is still on the aggression. Can they? Oh, what a clear of. This is so
Right
hard
at the
on
edge
the
of the-
side of Byro.
Yeah, right at the edge of the hitbox as well for El Primo, and he's still in front though. I mean, Setampo is not letting off the pressure, and he might actually cost him his life as a result. The Nina, that really put the hurt there onto the El Primo, so now Aaron's gonna try to use Big Bear now to try to get up in front. Seichi and Vex passing the ball around, but the thing is that Choppy unleashes special, so now it's gonna be invisible. So Bell is gonna be able to stay in the back line here. Setampo wrestles the ball away, clears it out, and they try to clear out the rest of Byro as well. Seichi and one more is already down. Aaron picks up the ball. He's going for a desperate dive here, but there's no one to back him up. So Zeta regains possession of the ball, regains control of their half of the pitch, and they're back to square one.
Yeah, back to square one indeed. Both teams, they have to find a way to open up themselves. Side for Jake and brings out walls along. That could be the opening that Zeta Division is looking for, but Aaron holding on to the ball. They will clear it off. No player drop yet for the side of Byro. They are still holding on, but Saitampo jumping in. There's the aggression. Can he finish off the other two brawlers?
Well, the thing is, the Zeta Division is making full use of the Starfield gadget here in order to just mask their approach. Saitampo's going to try to use it. He's going to jump on the Seichi, but unfortunately, Aaron, none the wiser, is able to pick up the kill. So Vex clears the ball away. There's not a lot of obstacles in that position, but that might not matter really soon because the timer is soon to run out here. So Zeta can just wait a little bit longer. All the obstacles will be cleared out, and we have a clear line to the goal. Byro knows this as well. So now Aaron tries his best to keep Saitampo at bay. They try to bring the ball up forward as much as they can. Another guy's going to be brought down again, so that's going to keep Byro in the shadows, but they manage to spot out Aaron and they take him out before the timer even runs out. So now the timer runs, it's going to be going into overtime. All obstacles are cleared out. It's going to be clear pitch here. It's all about who gets that ball in first. Byro now tries to go for it, but Saitampo wrestles the ball away and keeps it in their possession. They manage to take down Choppy, and Aaron tries to move down in front. He's going to try to counteract against Saitampo. Saitampo clears the ball, but he tries to stay inside the Starfield in order to stay out and alive. Tensai as well, and Choppy just hiding inside, making sure they can't see much here. So Byro has to back up. Now Zeta has regained control over the pitch. They now are trying their best here. 30 seconds left in this overtime. Tensai beautiful, very uncomfortably close to the goal goals as Byro attempts to try to move in, and Saitampo gets taken out. Seichi has the ball. He's going to try to pass it on to his teammate, but Vex gets picked up before they're able to do anything at all. Seichi now gets the ball in his position. They know exactly where he is. He's going to try to go for shoot. No! Saitampo gets the ball just in time. They keep it out of goal. Now the match are eliminated. The rest of Byro, can they get the ball into the goal in time though? 6 seconds left. 5, 4, Tensai gets in front. He shoots it, but no, Seichi blocks it. Oh, it's match over, and it's a tie.
So close from both teams. How they hold on, how they clear the ball, play the cross. It does feel like football all along. And seeing both teams, they were so close. They were trying to bring the ball in, trying to go for the goal, but the opponent, they've been guarding the goal, especially the goalpost as well. Real close and not conceding at all. Byro, they need to find a way to break this defense on the side of Zeta Division, and Zeta Division, they just need a bit more. They just need to nudge over Byro, and they might be going into the upper bracket finals.
Right. I mean, now this is gonna be a real toughie now because I mean, for Byro's sake, I feel they don't really have a lot of control over this match as much as Zeta Division does, and the aggression they have is good, but it doesn't really follow up well the way they play the Brawl Ball at the moment, because while they're still able to get certain kills at certain moments, but overall Zeta is just playing the better map at the moment. That's a good kill there on the Seichi though, so Byro might be on the back foot a little bit this time around. Zeta presses on the attack. Choppy goes on in front, picks up the ball now. Saitampo tries to go for a right-hand flank though, as Tensai does the same way as end as well. Saitampo is quite far ahead. Now they're going to be laying down the gadget here in order to try to master approach and try to get shots. They do get a kill on the Vex. Now they can get one on Aaron as well. Now that's completely clear. Tensai shoots. Tensai scores.
what an opening for the side of Zeta Division. They clear out the brawlers, they pass it around, and they went for the goal itself for the side of Zeta Division. This is what they need to repeat again. Byro has to stop this, they have to defend this, but at first they have to survive the onslaught coming from the side of Zeta Division. Max goes down. Woo, this is hard.
Ooh. It is really hard because Zeta is just constantly hounding on Byro's defense here, and it looks like it's just a matter of moments though before that barrier is going to start to crack. And Aaron's literally trying to hold up the front lines here. Seiji's shield is already run out, and now Byro's trying to get some initiation onto the 10 side to take him out, but then they lose out Aaron in the process. But at least the defense is done here. Seiji's going to try to go in front to force the issue on the Choppy. Oh, might get punished for this though. Down to 502, one shot, one kill. A Choppy nails it.
Oh my god, Max goes down as well, leaving Aaron alone. Saiji will come back for the reset. Meanwhile, it is a 2v3, a 3v3 as Max joins back. The ball still in the hand of Saiji. Can they equalize? This is the time. Here comes the aggression. Saiji, he does have the ball. Oh no! Achapi with a good defense. He clear it off. Gonna put the ball at the end of Zeta Division side, and they will try to zone the players, not let any brawlers close the ball, close towards the ball at all.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do now. They're gonna try to run the clock out, and Byro is nowhere near the ball at the moment, and there seems to be nothing they can do. Vex is a little bit too low to engage. DJ's gonna try to go in front, but with 1 second left, the match is done. Zeta Division nails down this round here, and I just think that might be the win already here. Indeed, it is. Zeta Division takes Upper Brackets 1, 3-1 against Byro.
Well, Byro, they try their best, but they still have a chance as they drop down to the lower bracket. Meanwhile, Zeta Division, congratulations to them. They are moving towards the upper bracket finals. They will match up with the winner of the upper brackets, the second one. And who will be it, we will have to find out in a bit. But Zeta Division, they dropping their first ball. I would say they'll drop their first ball to a team. Could this be a sign to a lot of teams that there is a chance, there is that slight possibility that they can take down Zeta Division?
It seemed at certain points that Byro certainly had the potential to do so, even if they pull off creative strategies like the Nani pick and map 2. But despite all that, when it really comes down to it, Zeta Division is still like top of the line, you know, when it comes to their skills and their abilities as players here in this Brawl Stars Challengers. So really, it was going to be, if they went to the long run, I mean, certainly it was going to be worse and worse on Byro, and certainly the map number 4 has just proved it there, because they really couldn't hold their own though in the map that was all about reactions, all about mechanical skill and positioning. Just in all of that, like, Zeta Division certainly was a lot better in that regard. So nevertheless though, it was definitely a really good fight. I mean, Byro certainly went the whole 9 yards here in trying their best to fight up against a team as strong as Zeta Division. It's just unfortunate they fell a little bit short, but I feel that it was still a performance here they could certainly be proud of.
To agree. Byro, they put on a good fight, but unfortunately they have to drop down. They have to wait until tomorrow to know to play, and they have to wait for today to know who is their opponent in the lower bracket itself. But Byro, I think this gives them a lot of time to think out of strategy, maybe think up of something cheeky, something creative as like the Nani, maybe figure out something how to go up against the rest the other teams as well. Most probably might be going up against Triple Suprema or Team Flash. We have to find out later on.
Alright, let's go ahead and hit the post-analysis now. Let's try to recap a little bit about how this action transpired between both of these teams. But certainly, round number 1 here looks to be very much Zeta Division, you know, showing off exactly why they were so capable all throughout. I mean, you saw the way they were able to respond immediately from round number 1, and then from this point on, you know, it's just basically a chase that Byro really couldn't keep up on. Zeta knew exactly that they already here head and stars, they don't have to aggress anymore and pretty much just force Byro on a corner. Then Byro magic fight back. That was a perfect shot there from Aaron. Perfect timing there in order to nail it down and get the kills they needed in order to take over Zeta in the second round.
Yeah, but second set of the second mode, Byro turning the tide around, turning on the aggression, and looking at how they control the tempo, how they control the brawlers from the side of Zeta Division. Zeta Division had a bit of trouble, especially when Byro brought in the Nani, brought in the Cheeky. Look at how Seichi pop, there he goes, jump to the back line, and he just sit there and do all the damage and be a distraction, being a taunt on the side of Zeta Division.
Yeah, and Zeta Division tried to do the same thing. The thing is that it didn't quite work as well as they expected. You know, it really came down to the final moments on that map specifically. But in the end, Byro triumphed on that just off of a really crazy, cool strategy, I have to say. But when it came to the hot zone, this is where, you know, the difference start to appear, you know, between both Zeta Division and Byro. Zeta just basically controlling those hot zones expertly and really didn't give much chance for Byro to really compete against them at that level. Then this, well, I mean, again, why did they not focus down Tensai? Tensai was so integral in order to take that round there, and Byro unfortunately paid the price for that. Though this was a good attempt, good score though, but really by the time Zeta was able to come back through with Barley again, just look at that, completely coating the entire goal area with his special there. So this was one of the first rounds that went to overtime, and boy, it was a really tight one. Neither side able to give up a position over the other, but in the end, Zeta still reigned supreme there. They managed to get all eliminations, got the goal they needed, and they ran the timer out.
Yeah, Byro going on to Brawl Ball itself, it feels like a bit of a breakdown, and not going to be too on to the side of Byro. Zeta Division, they play it on the board, they play it on position, they know how to control the ball. The moment the ball comes onto their side of the court, they're gonna hold it, they're gonna zone out the players, they're gonna clear it onto the corner side and not let any players or any brawlers from the side of Byro to get even close at all. And if Byro wants the ball, they have to fight through the brawlers from the side of the Zeta Division. That's a really good gameplay coming from the side of Zeta Division, controlling and not enabling the opponent to be able to have a chance to even have possession of the ball at all.
Yeah, again, Brawl Ball is a game of like positioning, a game of confidence, and certainly in that, Zeta Division had no limit to the amount of control or ability to take over the game. So again, congratulations for them on that round there. And just for special for you guys, we're going to be having an interview now with one of the members of Zeta Division. We got Mameshi coming in on the video call with us. So let's go ahead and see what's up. Mameshi. Hi Mameshi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, congratulations to Zeta Division for winning this first round on the upper brackets. I just wanted to ask about your team. We'd like to know more about who are Zeta Division, what's the story behind Zeta Division, and how did you guys first got to know each other?
ゼータディビジョンの、話をちょっとお聞きたいと思ってます。なんかどうやって、みんな会って、チームを結成したとか。
ゼータディビジョンはもともと僕以外の3人で組んでて、で僕がそこにサブメンバーとして入ったみたいな形で、もともと3人すごい強くて、 はい。
So, Zeta Division was originally was 3 members, including him, and he was actually a sub member of that team, and the other 3 was actually really strong. So that's how Zeta Division first was made.
Hey, that's really interesting. Started off as a sub and now one of the core members of Zeta Division here. So I think next question I have for Zeta Division is having watched the way Zeta Division has approached every matchup, it feels like your team is playing on a completely different level compared to the other teams. What do you think is the core of Zeta Division's success in these challengers?
全試合、見てて、なんかレベル、なんか遊びのレベルが、完全になんか全然違うレベルだったんで、それどういう感じでプレイしておりますか？
僕らは、練習する量が他のチームより絶対多くて、僕も入ってびっくりしたんですけど、毎日練習するんですよ。そこの違いかなと思います。
So, he believes that it's the amount of games and that they play is more than what the other teams would play. When he first joined, he was surprised at the amount of games they practice in.
So it just shows like just pure experience alone is really what makes Zeta Division so strong. I get that. That's really good. So the Magical, have you any questions for Mameshi at the moment?
Yep, I do have one question for them that in the matchup just now against Byro, on the second mode itself, we're going to talk about the second mode where Byro brought in the Nani. Was it something surprising for the side of Zeta Division to see how Seichi playing that Nani going into the backline?
第2試合で、何が出てきたんですけど、そこでなんかびっくりした点ありましたか？
まあ確か長射程の戦いでナーニが強いっていうのは分かってたんですけど、それを見落としていたので、出てきた時はうわ確かに理にかな。
So, Nani is actually strong in that map, and they kind of mishandled it. And when Nani did come out, they were like, "Oh no, he did bring it."
Oh,
Okay.
so okay. It seems like we're interpreting it as like they were sort of surprised by it, but it seems like they were able to recover quite well from there. So kudos to that. But I think last question. Getting off to you, Uwu. Do you have a last question to ask for Mameshi?
I guess it's more about for your team, for Zeta Division, do you have any messages for your fans and for everyone who is supporting you guys in Asia Pacific?
ファンの皆さんになんか一言お願いします。
これからもESL のトーナメント負けないように全部勝つので応援よろしくお願いします。
So we would like to win rest of the ESL tournament without a single loss. Thank you.
Well, certainly, very good, man. I'm right behind you on that. And given the way Zeta Division has played so far, I think you guys really could stand a chance to do that. So thank you so much, Mameshi. Arigato gozaimasu. We'll hope to see you guys again later on during the upper brackets. Yeah. All right, so that was our interview with Zeta Division. I mean, see how there's a bit of dichotomy going on here for me at least, because on the one hand, Zeta Division in this game, Brawl Stars, absolutely one of the fiercest teams here, but in Mameshi looks absolutely huggable, like so quite so soft-spoken and such a contrast, to the way that they actually play in the game, isn't it?
It's like all their play is very calm, and look at how Mameshi react to all the questions. Like, we're gonna come in, we're gonna defeat everyone, we're gonna go clean shit with everything, we're gonna win this. The confidence is there. I think I'm sold. I'm sold to be a Zeta Division fanboy right now.
Well, certainly right now they're really making a strong case for themselves to be one of the potential representatives here, or potentially the top Brawl Stars team here in Asia Pacific. Now, we're already done with our first upper brackets match. We still have the second upper brackets to go, but before that, we're gonna have to take a short break here, ladies and gents. So we're gonna be going off for that for a little bit, so stick around. We'll be right back after these messages.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Welcome, ladies and gents. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open Brawl Stars Season 1 of 2021 Challengers for Asia Pacific. My name is VectorCax. Joining me here is Uwu the Magical. If you're just joining us right now, you have just missed out an amazing match between Zeta Division and Byro in the first upper bracket match. But don't worry though, we still got an amazing match up for you guys here because we're going to the second upper bracket match here today. That's going to be Team Flash versus Tropa Suprema. Are you hyped now, Uwu the Magical? What are your expectations for these two teams?
I am definitely hyped to see how Tropa Suprema and Team Flash gonna duke it out. It will be on the same set of modes, the same set of map pool as well. But who will stand tall in this matchup is going to be very interesting. Can Team Flash defeat Tropa Suprema? Tropa Suprema defend themselves. Team Flash, could the Ace respond? Sight and ZZK, the lineup from Team Flash. Can the boys from the Singapore be able to defeat the team from Japan? Tropa Suprema, they play well. They only dropped one time on the group stage itself, but it is all down to this now. Can Team Flash read out, bring their A game, and defeat Tropa Suprema?
Feel that Team Flash has always been bringing the A game from the get-go. You know, the confidence they had coming into the playoffs here was only marred just because they had to face some of the toughest teams initially here in the Challengers. But nevertheless, you know, looking at the top picks, the top bans, you know that this is a team that means business as well. They know that the Poco is a brawler they don't want to deal with here, especially given that he is the best healer in this game, though. That kind of forgoes banning of the stews. But again, for Team Flash, though, you know, they came in with all confidence, got off to a bit of a slow start, but really picked it up towards the latter half of the Challengers stage. So that earned them a spot here in this playoffs, and now it's going to be up to this Singaporean team to prove that they are worthy of the challenge here, coming up against this Japanese team, Tropa Suprema, comprised of Aaron, Ryohei, Molneko, and Arotan. These guys certainly have really proved themselves to be another formidable force coming out of Japan. So I think fun fact though is that the last time Team Flash faced off against Tropa Suprema actually beat them handily, a 3-0. So this is going to be a rematch, no matter how you look at it, and hopefully, you know, with the resurgence and performance from Team Flash, perhaps Tropa Suprema might be facing a much bigger challenge this playoff compared to the last time.
Yeah, Tropa Suprema holding on to the picks of Jane, Max, Amps for the top picks. Top bans from the team is Stu and Bell. But a rematch, can it be the same result from the side of Tropa Suprema? Especially right now, we do have information that Buzz could be in play, could it be banned off? We will have to take a look later on the bans from both teams. Will the Buzz be let through, and someone will be able to pick it up. Let's take a look at the banned brawlers from both teams. Can we see the bus?
Oh, yes, we might have a boss here today, ladies and gentlemen. Team Flash has banned out Jean
Let's
and
go.
Poco. Trumpet Suprema banned out Byron and Stu. So, now that just the scenario they laid out is actually going to be happening here. My goodness.
Now, Buzz is in the game, so how are they going to utilize it is going to be really interesting. Are they going to pick up the Buzz from the get-go, or are they going to play it like a curveball, play it as a surprise brawler, like changing it up between the rounds itself? It's going to be very interesting. This is something that I believe we both of us wants to see.
Yeah, we always want to see new things come around, and ever since Buzz has been introduced in the latest Jurassic Splash patch, I mean, I've been waiting for the opportunity to see these teams actually utilize him in this tournament. But I think like it might be a while before we see him, though. I do see him being a little bit stronger, starting from map 2 onwards. Maybe map 1 they may not choose to use the Buzz simply because you're going to be focusing more on like your assassins or your sharpshooters and heavyweights. So I think like Buzz may be at a little bit of a disadvantage here on Snake Carry, but I digress. I might be wrong. Maybe just maybe these teams might pick something a little bit different. But let's look at it. No Buzz yet. So yep. Oh my goodness, no! Trumpet Suprema getting themselves completely overwhelmed there. So that's already a kill coming towards Flash's side. That's already a 1-star lead. The Trumpet Suprema now they still are able to keep a really good competition here. So at the moment, Team Flash taking a very defensive line here, making sure that Trumpet Suprema is going to have to work really hard here if they want to try to regain the lead. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to sign up for the qualifiers. The registration is open and you might be the next team to be playing off here in the playoffs, and we probably might be cheering you on in the future. So if you want that to happen, make sure you sign up right now.
Yeah, Team Flash smart enough to play and aggravate the mind itself, but they are in the reset. Aaron going in for the aggression as a poker, but he doesn't get one. On the other side, wow, the players do drop down. It will be on the lead for Trooper Suprema.
Yeah, and the key thing right now is the Poco and El Primo. That's an unbeatable combo because through the healing that Cootie Ace can bring and the regression coming from Response, they certainly are trying their best here to try to get another, but no! That time around, Response gets taken down here, concedes 2 stars to Trumpet Suprema. Now it's going on the back foot. Now they lose out Cootie Ace as well. Oh my goodness, it's looking really, really bad now. So Crash starting to fall apart here. Spine falls as well. Response tries to get the kill in return. Cootie Ace now sends out the shadow on the top side. Rocky clears out immediately. Aaron goes inside. Aaron still gets a kill on the side. What is this? Trupa Suprema just nailing them down. RKO out of nowhere. Team Flash right now completely left out on the lurch.
What a play from Trooper Suprema, especially on Aaron surviving with 200 health. He was living on the edge of his life.
Ooh. That's why, like, you don't mess around when you got a Rosa there. You know, Rosa can tank so much of the damage coming from your side, so she practically was invincible, you know, the moment she got in there with her, especially with her special as well. So that was a that's a very surprising one. I didn't expect that Team Flash would get the wipe like this from the get-go, but we still got a long way to go here, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the first round of the first map, so I can cut them just a little bit of slack, but you know that the next round here, Team Flash, they really got to step it up though, because if Trooper Suprema can continue on this onslaught here, this could be a really tough one here for our fellow Singaporean team.
Yep, I believe Trooper Suprema, they saw the opportunity the moment that the lineup from the side of Team Flash, one of the players start to move away from the bunch itself. That is the time that they feel, alright, it's time to go in, trying to pick up one of the players and trying to capture and capitalize the lead. And after that, they keep snowballing from the side of Trooper Suprema, and it's so hard for Team Flash to react to that.
This time they bring a Frank here on responses and in the meantime though, like that, just like that, and Nico just picks up the kill as the bow. Tropa Suprema now in the lead. Flash is gonna have to work extra hard now if they want to recoup their losses here. Side's gonna stay in the middle here, try to draw some attention while response sneaks in through the grass, clears it out now, tries to get some shots, but gets taken down before they can get any trades going. And Aaron, he's gonna continue to make a push. He's gonna try to get it on its side, but Sight is able to zone it out just in time as the rest of his team regroups here. So now they're really desperate to try to get some extra kills. Response right in front isn't able to nail down. Okay, they do get a kill on the real hay, but that's from 2d8 shooting from the side. So at least they're able to recoup that, but they still need a lot more here. There's still 4 stars behind. Response getting shot down. Let's get a bit of a stun there, but the rest of Tropa Suprema surrounds the Frank, takes out Response, regain the stars lead, and again, Flash still left out on the lurch.
Yeah, but they still have a chance. Can they take it out? It will be a 3-star lead. Team Flash still having it in the back for them. They still have some of the gas in the tank. Can they do it? Can they clutch it and pick up the lead? This is the last 20 seconds on the clock. Team Flash, this is the assault they need. This is the final one that they can try to go in for the push. 50 seconds left. Aaron hitting and punching. Can Aaron will be brought down? One more. 1 star.
One more. Okay. Oh, they got it.
Oh,
no,
yes.
but then the counterattack. Counterattack on the Cootie 8. Nails it. Just 1 star difference. Allows Tropa Suprema to take round 2. Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking there for Team Flash. I mean, they were just that close to nailing that round.
But I think we have to give Team Flash some credit. They did their best. They went in for the last few seconds to even try to pull the lead, get 1 point, but the damage sustained was way too much for Team Flash to even survive, to even get out of that confrontation at all. But Tropa Suprema, they are sitting in a very good position. Can they hold on to the lead? Can they stop the momentum, stop the gameplay from the side of Team Flash?
No, I mean, that's the thing. Tropa Suprema is really good at positioning on this round here. You can see the way they respond immediately to the aggression coming from Team Flash, the way they were able to surround the Frank as he was charging up his hit. I mean, again, it's just down to the communication that Tropa Suprema was able to do amongst themselves, and they knew that as long as they can interrupt that, Frank really isn't that big of a threat. They might be able to clear out some of the grass, but that isn't going to help much when you have everyone crowding around you and just laying the damage onto you. So I don't know. Now Team Flash gonna have to make a good round this time around, because they have really at risk of losing this first map now to Tropa Suprema. Look at the flag though that the bow is doing. He really gets up very close, but isn't able to catch them out though. So Flash still gonna be safe for now. They have a 1-star lead at the moment. They have the blue star in possession as well. But look at that. Aaron is bringing the Frank. Tropa Suprema looking for the combo wombo. He's gonna slam down. That doesn't quite land on Flash. Now to try to bring the ball up. Oh, look at that. Rohei comes from the side. Does pick up the kill on the side. Now Response gonna be able to pick up the kill onto the bow there. So at least they are punishing Tropa Suprema at this point and allowing them to stay ahead in terms of stars. So at the moment though, Tropa Suprema just regrouping, and it's gonna be up to Team Flash now to respond for the next wave of attack.
Yeah, Team Flash, they will play on the right side. Hold on for any assault, because we do not see any players, but you do see wild players from the side. Tropa Suprema and Nelco will be charging up, will be taken down as Response telling him, now do not invade into our zone.
No invasions without a ticket, and definitely didn't buy one in time. But Sight gets picked off here. Cootie 8 does get the train of real hay. Now it's going to be Aaron left here. He's going to be taken out by Response just in a nick of time. That keeps the lead now for the Singaporean team, and that's exactly what they need. Now they just need to hold on. 30 seconds left here. That's a really good minefield there. Cootie 8 almost gets himself taken out. There's not a lot of obstacles left on Flash's side of the map here as Aaron gets a hit there on the Response, but again, the Rosa is very tanky. She can really take a lot of that damage there, especially up in front. So now Cootie Ace just waiting for a good opportunity there. Gets a few shots inside. Might be a little bit caught out here. He's not careful. He's going down in front. Oh, he jumps in, but gets popped immediately. Now this could be a dangerous one because Team Flash is losing ground here rapidly, but they are getting the kills back. They are still maintaining a spine lit, and that's enough for them. 4 stars plus the blue. That's enough for Team Flash to finally take a round against Tropa Suprema.
Yeah, Trooper Suprema. I'm quite curious. They changed up the lineup in that fight itself. They changed up to a different lineup, and it so does Team Flash. Team Flash, they adapted because they know that the first few compositions did not work out. They changed it up, try to go for a different strategy, try to go for a different approach. They picked up that win, but I'm quite surprised. Trooper Suprema changing up that composition. What is happening in the thought process that they have to decide to even change the lineup that they have?
I'm not exactly sure, honestly, but again, Frank can still be a very, very good pick here on Snake Pieri. I think the problem only was that when it was Tropa Suprema's turn to attack there, Aaron, he had to decide, which side is he going to try to land his super on, and unfortunately, it landed completely where Flash wasn't. So if he had nailed that actually on most of the members of Flash, then could have been a turnaround at that point, but the moment he missed that shot, it basically became a losing battle for Tropa Suprema. So nevertheless, though, with 2 rounds already in the belt, Team Flash having an opportunity now to try to regain some ground. They're going to try play this very, very safe here. They're going to try to wait for Tropa Suprema to move out in front. Tropa is taking a lot of damage in the process, but Tara does put out a something, and but unfortunately, Rohit isn't able to follow up the kill, and now responds on the Rosa, picks up another there onto the bow, and already Team Flash back into the lead. Looks like the boys have finally found their confidence.
Yeah, Trooper Suprema, they are in a bit of danger as Team Flash, they found the way that they need to go up against Trooper Suprema. Team Flash, they're playing really, really smart. Play safe. 5-star leads is still a lead. 1-star lead is still a lead. They are gonna hold on as long as possible. Response has to back it out. Aaron going in for the aggression, but he has to be careful. He will stand tall in that fight. But Cookie Ace does have his sight onto Aaron. Aaron still running, but he'll be brought down.
I almost thought Aaron was going to get away with it. That would have been devastating, but still Team Flash able to follow up that aggression with the aggression on their own, managed to get the kills they needed, and now Tropa Suprema, they're literally on the back foot, so they very much have no idea how to approach this at the moment. Looks like they're kind of staggering a little bit, waiting for an opportunity here. They're going to try to see if they can try to get into the fight. Response up in front here. The mines almost catches them out, but only just barely. Now the ball is going to try his best to get landing shots onto the Rosa, but the Rosa puts up a shield. Now side goes on the tag. No, gets popped up. Cootie Ace, very, very low. He's going to get popped. That didn't quite do it there for Tropa Suprema, but valiant effort, I have to say.
Team Flash, they are closing it up. Comeback mechanics for them. They are popping off. They are trying their best, and they found the strategy. They find out what to do. They found the tempo. They found the confidence for themselves to go up against Tropa Suprema. I think Tropa Suprema, they have to readjust their strategy, readjust their sight on how to approach Team Flash for the next one.
I think right now, like, Flash is starting to get a good, what do you call it? Like, they're starting to really have a stable foundation now, and now it's really up to them to try to build up their domination in this round here. So this thing, like winning 2 back-to-back rounds there, that definitely is a big threat now for Tropa Suprema's side, because even though they were able to do the same, now it's come down to this final round here. So, well, in any case, though, I think Tropa, they don't seem to be responding too well to Team Flash's adaptations. So I don't know whether that's because they haven't quite figured out what answer exactly they could do to Flash's lineup, because by all measures, like, their lineup isn't that isn't that special. It's just they're literally outplaying them in terms of their pacing here, I think. But to their credit though, Troba did really try to bide the time. They tried to regroup at that last moment there to hopefully, I guess, to reload all the shots there before going for that final push. But again, the risk of letting the timer run out there is that if your final push doesn't work out from the get-go, if you're not able to get those enough kills, then you were not able to make up the difference. And I think the difference was only pretty huge for Tropa going into that final fight. So now with 2 points each, when it comes down to this round, and unfortunately Team Flash picks up a kill onto the Franks, so I don't think that's a good start that the Trooper Suprema was hoping for.
Yeah, not a good start for the side of Trooper Suprema. They had the initial lead, but oh my god! Killed the ace with the pop off onto Nico, and Trooper Suprema, they have to think what to do. They are bringing out the Primo, they're bringing out the Frank as well. Big Boys is in, but still, the lead is in the hand of Team Flash.
Yep, right now Team Flash. Oh wait, no. The thing is that the kills did come in for Triple Suprema, so they had briefly a little bit of a lead, but Team Flash quickly followed that up with a kill there thanks to Sight. So unfortunately, mine got discovered. Oh, response just in time to get out of there. He's got to be a little bit careful. The bow mines can be very, very annoying here, ladies and gentlemen. So Ryohei in the meantime having a good flank though. Response spots him out, so he's trying to land some shots. He is still very tanky though as the Rosa. Oh, it looks like the totem gets taken out there. So Sight doesn't have any support items on the field at the moment. To the ace and Side now. Side staying in the middle here, trying to stave off any attempts here from Ryohei to attack. Oh, the mines are going to get popped here. That's keeping Response alive for now, but the thing is, they aren't really making enough ground here. Tropa Suprema trying to find an opening here, but Team Flash is just showing no weaknesses right now.
The Trooper Suprema, I do believe they need to group up 3 together for the final push. This is once again the risk for the side of Trooper Suprema. They are so close. Oh, Neko getting some damage received. 58. They are going to focus on to Aaron, but at the same time they are holding on. Rohi jumping in. Can they do it? 5 seconds left. They have to take down Response. That will be it. That will tie it off. But cool, the ace turn things around. 2 stars lead for the side of Team Flash.
That is a very, very well-deserved Star Player Award there for Cootie Ace, because that last kill was what Team Flash needed to win out this first map. I mean, I said from the first round, it seemed like it was off to a bad start, but man, did Team Flash come back strong. And I think that first map here really summarizes the storyline for Team Flash throughout these challenges, because they start off bad, but then eventually get good. And wow, that was an impressive way to close out their first map there, I have to say.
Yeah, Team Flash really put everyone on the edge, dropping 2-0 initially, then coming back with a 3-2. Team Flash, they are playing the risky game. Now they're gonna give the opponent the lead. They are gonna play the mind games. You guys have the lead, alright. The moment you drop the ball, it's time for the Flash flashing by and go in for the kill. Well, that's the first map, the first set. Still 4 more to go. Can Team Flash continue on with their strategy? And the question that I think both of us wants to know, are they gonna bring the buzz in for the second one? As you say.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a little bit more viable on the second map right now, but I don't know. They could still. I mean, the main thing for me, at least on Kaboom Canyon, is that Buzz will have a lot of mobility because of his what he calls grappling ability. Kind of forget that right now. Sorry, Buzz is still very, very new, so I'm also still trying to get the grasp with this new brawler here. But I think his mobility is going to be his biggest asset right now at Kaboom Canyon, especially that's why teams tend to prefer to pick like Colette's, who can jump in and out of from the center towards the safe. So I expect fully that Buzz will be able to do the same, though he pretty much will be putting himself in a tight spot there unless he is able to fall out with more kills and recharge his super and then get quickly the heck out of there. But yeah, I think I'm thinking more that he'll start to come up a lot more, especially during our Brawl Ball stage. I think that's where Buzz will definitely shine the brightest. But I wouldn't put it out of the question though for the next 2 maps. So Buzz could certainly play a role here. What kind of role though? That kind of depends on our teams here. What exactly can it do with a brawler like Buzz?
Yeah, it's going to be a curveball, but I do feel like both these teams, they might have learned something in the first matchup between Zeta Division and Byro, bringing up the Nani. Could we see a Nani in this? Could they bring it up? Just saying.
I mean, again, like just like what Mameshi told us from the interview, Zeta Division was a little bit caught out. They really mishandled the way the way that the Byro played in the Nani in that map. So I think by now, I think especially if both these teams have been watching that first upper bracket round, because of course they will be watching that one, so they definitely know that the Nani strat might be something the other team pull, and they have to be ready to counteract that the moment they try to go for the warp zone. So yeah, I think for Kaboom Canyon right now, I mean, with Flash already winning the first map here, definitely that's giving them it should give them a huge sigh of relief right now, because again, they didn't really have this advantage going against Tropa Suprema. Now that they've gone through the entirety of challengers, this is a new and improved Team Flash, and they're really showing that they have the capability to make these comebacks happen. The thing is, I really want them to have a good start. That's really the only thing they're missing for the moment here, and if they can just hit the ground running in these next few maps here, I think we might actually see Team Flash pull off a victory here.
Yeah, I do agree. I do feel like Team Flash, they might be able to do it, as we are still waiting for both teams. They are in the lobby, but the game has not started yet. It will be Heist on Kaboom Canyon, and they are thinking of how to bring in and how the bus might be in play, or maybe they're going to play onto a lineup or a composition that they are more familiar with, they have practiced more on, and maybe playing it safe, especially for the side of Team Flash. They are in the lead. They can experiment with some of this lineup. They can experiment with some of the brawlers and try to see what is the potential of the brawlers itself. Triple Suprema, they are going to bring out the big guns. They're going to put all they have in it and give a fight to the side of Team Flash.
Yeah, they certainly, from past performances, again, we're talking about a team that ended challengers with an 18-6 scoreline. That's still the second highest in total in the challengers so far. So it's still a very, very formidable team. It's just that I think Team Flash came to this playoff very well prepared, so they knew like how to adapt, how they've learned a lot from the previous matches against Tropa Suprema, and now are starting to apply those strategies in these matchups here. So, but again, I still want to find one map round here where Team Flash starts off well, because I want to see how are they going to be able to maintain that momentum throughout the matchup. Because that's going to be very important, especially when you consider that Flash, if they do win out this second upper bracket match, they're going to be going to the upper bracket final, and that's going to be against a team that's arguably even stronger than Tropa Suprema. So again, if they can prove that from here on out that they can get the advantage early on and hold it all the way through, then I think they would definitely stand a much bigger chance coming into the upper bracket final. But again, I'm only talking about conjectures here, talking a little bit way too much of the future right now. We're literally still at the first map. We're going into the second map now, and I think still anything could happen here, but I just really want to see Team Flash have a good start.
Yep, I'm going to jump onto that bandwagon that you have in your mind about how it will last for them. It's going to be a stamina game for the side of Team Flash, as they will be going up. If they win this matchup in the upper brackets, where they go into upper brackets final going up against Zeta Division, it's going to be back-to-back for Team Flash a bit, so it's more about the stamina. Can they finish it off a 3-0 victory against this matchup and going into the upper bracket finals knowing that, alright, we still have this set to play with. This is a way that they have to approach it, since that they have played 3 sets, and moving into the upper bracket finals, they have to bear in mind that it is going to be a different rotation and different map pool.
So ladies Gentlemen, we have a little bit of bad news. We aren't able to bring you guys the first round of the heist map. Apparently there was a bit of an issue there in bringing the footage to you guys, but we're going to be going straight into round 2, so hopefully you guys will be able to join us for that. But yeah, it sounds like I'm not sure who exactly won first round there. Do we have confirmation?
If I'm not mistaken, it's Team Flash who got the first point, and as you said, you wanted to see how Team Flash started off. I think Team Flash, they are putting on the momentum, they are putting on the boost themselves to go in, and I think they are going for the prediction. As you say, you want to see them on the lead. They are putting that for you, Victor. I think Team Flash, they have you on the back.
Well, I'm certainly going to be having their back though, if that's really what they're trying to do here. But yeah, I think that's really exciting to hear though. If Team Flash actually managed to nail that first round here, and now I want to see whether they can keep this throughout the entire map. So the thing is that a map like Kaboom Canyon, lot of emphasis on that mid control, so let's see how they're going to pull it off. They're going to be going straight into round 2. So Team Flash already won the first one. Now it's going to be up to Suprema to try to regain some of that lead. They managed to gain control over the middle, so immediately side is going to clear out the grass. Ryohei gets picked up on the side though, so that's a little bit unfortunate because they aren't able to do much. And now Team Flash, they're trying to come back in. Mind you, Team Flash has already lost a lot of damage here onto their own save, and now it's really they're trying to regain some of that lost lead here, but both Aaron and the Brock, they're just really keeping them at bay. So now Flash is going to have to regroup here to ensure they have control over the mid. Right now it's a scrap to try to take over this position here, and the longer this goes on, the better it is for Triple Suprema, so they have to get those kills. They already got one on the Brock. Can they get it on the Bell though? The Bell unleashes her shield. She does get a kill in the response, and Side and Cootie Ace is still around the corner here. He lets off his super, but doesn't quite do a lot of damage on the save. Now Side needs to absolutely nail some shots here. They mutually destroy each other, both of the Brox. Response tries to go in last moment there, try to get some shots in. Cootie Ace, he's gonna get jumped on by the Crow. Ryohei gets a kill. Side now gets picked off. Response tries to come in, gets responded here, but look at that. Choba Suprema regains that second round here, so 1-for-1 at the moment. Pressure on Team Flash.
Yeah, pressure onto Team Flash. Super Suprema responding to the lead of Team Flash. Yes, Super Suprema, they have something in the back. They know and rectify the mistakes and any problems that they have, and they are going to turn it around. Super Suprema, if they keep on responding to the side of Team Flash, and Team Flash can't rectify the issue that they have, and gameplay being discovered and understood by the opponent, do feel like Team Flash, they might have an issue, especially pushing it into the third mode and the fourth mode later on. Can Triple Suprema continue with this gameplay?
Well, again, still have a lot more rounds on this map here to go, so I mean, with 1-for-1 right now, I mean, I would say they're both quite even at this point. So right now, Team Flash, even though they have the one map point advantage here, the key thing here is really momentum. So Team Flash might be faltering a little bit on this second round here, but if they can get a composition that works for that third round, hopefully they'll be able to nail down this next this map right now, because again, this Kaboom Canyon, it's very tactical, so you really have to be on point on your shots. You have to know when and how you can pressure, and the mid control here is certainly wins or loses games here, so they cannot afford to lose control over the middle on this map. So again, I think that what kind of costed them initially in that second round here. Let's see how it starts off here on this third round. So coming right off the bats, already shots coming in. It's going to be Piper and Bell here going to be picked up here with Team Flash. That's a good shot there. Aaron's down. Cootie Aids unfortunately gets picked up on the side there. Now the Brock's going to be facing a lot of danger there. The response does get the kill. Now he's going to be able to use a parasol to get out of the way there to prevent the kill coming in there. So now Trouble Suprema, Ryohei gonna try his best here to go to flank. No, nice shot there from the Piper response. So far so good. They are keeping somewhat the mid under control here, but response is now between the rock and the hard plate. Look at the way he's dodging all the shots. Unfortunately, Ryohei comes out in front here. Response still using the parasol, still staying alive.
What a player Respawn is! Juking left and right and still alive and in the game. Respawn holding up, but he has to be careful, getting a lot of damage coming in. Copy Ace as well, juggling and dancing around. Can they survive? Respawn popping onto Ryohei. Can they go for it? But looking at how Triple Suprema, they've been burning the save down slowly and surely they are able to do a lot.
Wow, I mean, they're nailing their shots at the moment, so it's making very hard for Triple Suprema to actually approach. But you know, the moment that Triple Suprema is able to break through this barrier here, they will be laying a lot of damage here. And so far, they've actually been able to do quite a bit of damage onto the save. Now it's going to be Team Flash attempt now to get some damage on the save, but only managed to get it down to 7% before Ryohei forces them to fall back. Coup Ace is going to be taken down here. Response to stay alive, able to get the kill on the Ryohei. So at least he punishes him for that, but Response now gets picked off for his efforts there, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit before the Piper comes back into action. Now Coup Ace is gonna try to take the center, jukes around, imagine misses all shot, and finally gets one of Maneko. Had to try to go for one shot to the save, but Aaron is able to stay out of the way there. Now it's now 91%, 88%. One more shot here, they will be able to stay ahead, and yes, they do one more shot there. Keeps them in the lead now in terms of percentage points. Now Response just needs to stay alive, just need to keep this middle section under control while the rest of his team falls in.
Yeah, but Team Flash finally managed to get the lead, able to pop some damage onto Triple Suprema save, but can Ryohei go in and deal the damage? This is another it is too late as Triple Suprema. 4%.
Oh wow. 2%. They almost had it. They just needed to hold on to the middle section, but it all collapsed too fast with Triple Suprema. Like I said, the moment Triple Suprema is able to break through that defense there, you know it's going to be in for a world hurt, because both the Brock and the Bell can deal a lot of damage onto the save if they're left unchecked. And crucially there, like Flash, even though they got the lead, they weren't able to hold the middle. So that proved to be their downfall there. So wow, I mean, kudos to them for like that. For the attempt, the kind of play they were trying to go for there, but it just, that ending just is really heartbreaking to see though, because all that effort just completely gone out in the moment both the Bell and the Brock walked past the middle.
Like Triple Suprema, the moment they saw that opening, that gap itself, that opportunity to go for the charge, and LOZ they went straight in for the save, and they managed to pull that small difference. 4% it was for them to take the lead, and right now 2-1 Triple Suprema, but Response with the shot.
Yeah, Response taking a good shot there against the Crow, takes him out. He takes out Aaron as well. So again, still keeping control here relatively. Ryohei is going to be able to push quite far forward though. They're not in a good position to allow Triple Suprema to be in here. But no, the shots are coming in. Ryohei gets picked up again with Response, and they pick up the kill with Aaron as well. And now Flash completely has control. Now they're going to try to get the shots on the save. That's a lot of damage done on the Triple Suprema save. That's down to maybe only 5 percentage points, but immediately Triple Suprema regained control over the area with a special he's sent out by the Brock. And what a shot there to take out one on the side of Team Flash. Response Coup Ace now completely left on the lurch. Response a little bit low, but Coup Ace still trying to hang in there.
Yeah, Team Flash holding on by a stray. Respawn still in the game, quite low. Has to be careful. Singles to Kuti Ace. This could be the time for Trooper Suprema to make the charge. They managed to take down Kuti Ace. Here comes the push. They will concede the mid section from the side of Team Flash. As Trooper Suprema, they will be able to take the mid section, the mid control. Arrow popping off onto Response, but it will be a response, a trade-off between.
Yeah, Response now able to get back up to speed here. He's got to keep the Crow off.
What?
Yes, they do pop him off just in the nick of time. It's still a percentage point or two that the save is taken, so it's still very, very tight margin here. Team Flash definitely not quite out of the woods here, and Aaron getting dangerously close. The response, Goody response just in time, keeps him out of the way. Now the Crow is coming back for more, but he's going to be forced to back up with the rest of Trooper Suprema back at the spawn.
It will be a reset from the side of Trooper Suprema. This could be the charge that they need to tie things off, especially for this. Can they do it? Ooh, a good soak from Aaron. Taking up Rohe, but 10 seconds. Aaron going for the push.
Nice.
Getting punished. 3% in difference. The Crow jumps into the backline. He will deal the damage. Rohe will try to go for the trade-off, but 10%. Team Flash will tie things off. What a game we've been seeing. Both sets going to the lane, going to the yard itself.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a bit of a tight one there, because literally he had to jump onto this. It was literally a safe race. You know, they had to race to each other's safe in the final few seconds there, and they were just lucky that that Trooper Suprema wasn't able to do enough damage to overtake them in that lead. But man, that was, again, I feel that Team Flash was just barely hanging on there, you know, with those few percentage points, and they're just hoping that it can stave off Trooper Suprema off the middle enough to allow them to win the round out by the time the timer ran. But again, very risky to do, especially when it feels like Team Flash isn't able to like break through the defense straight off the bat. So that's why I feel they went to this kind of strategy. But I still don't think that it was the right kind of idea to do here. But I could see why they were kind of caught in that quandary, though, because in terms of the lineup, though, Trooper Suprema seems to be a lot better at like positioning themselves and really like finding those opportunities, finding those cracks in their defenses here. So this is really going to be a true test of mettle here for Team Flash, because I'm really foreseeing that this is probably going to be a very drawn out series here.
Yeah, this whole thing will be a very close series, especially these two teams matching up against each other. But I do believe Zeta Division, they will be looking on this matchup to see who will be the opponent to go up against in the upper bracket finals. Because Zeta Division, they still have one more series to go later on after this matchup. But to be more precise, I do believe both of these teams, they are trying to pull as much as possible. They are trying to close things off as fast as possible, because going up later on, they will have to go up against Zeta Division. It will be on a different level. It will be on a different gameplay itself. So Team Flash, they've been playing catch up. They've been trying to match up with Trooper Suprema, but if Team Flash is able to win this matchup and go into the upper bracket finals, how are they going to match up against Zeta Division?
Well, I guess we'll discuss about that when it comes to it, because we're already into the final round here on the second map. Ryohei gonna be forced to fall back here, so Flash does have control over the middle. QDA is gonna land some shots. That's a lot of damage done to Trooper Suprema save. Sight tries to go for the flank, but Aaron is able to take him out just in the nick of time. But still, 30 percentage points down. They're gonna be losing even more now if they cannot take QDA off of his perch. So Ryohei now tries to go for the flank, but Sight immediately comes in to try to follow up. Finally, Aaron does get a kill on the QDA, but the damage had already been done.
Yeah, the damage has been done. Sitting at 63% for the side of Trooper Suprema. They are thinking how they're gonna approach this. Rohe sitting quite low. He's at 48. He will be popped up. Oh, the damage still in. The burn damage onto the same. At 57, 52%, and now 48%. The mid section has been cleared up. Team Flash, they have control of the mid section. The mid control will dictate the gameplay, will dictate the plays from the side of Trooper Suprema. Trooper Suprema still getting receiving damage. That is a clean Team Flash.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Flash now has 2 map points to 0 right now on Trooper Suprema's side. They have never hit his position against him before. My god, I mean, that was certainly a back and forth round there. I think it was a very, very close fight. It was just finally everything started to come together for Team Flash in that final round. They realized exactly what they needed to do, was basically to let Response keep the pressure going on the left hand flank. He had no business staying alive, through that final with I think it was the second last push there. Like, he was down to literally 56 points of health. He could have literally died right there, and they would have never been able to keep control over the middle. But because he was able to stay there, because he was constantly able to keep the pressure going, and because he constantly was spamming his super, making sure that no one could really approach them from that left-hand flank, that allowed Flash to just really dominate the middle section of this map and seal that win. I mean, that to destroy the save there, that's already a statement of like domination here coming from Team Flash.
Yeah, Team Flash, they are up 2-0. They just need one more to close things off and proceed to the upper bracket finals, going up against Zeta Division. If they are able to close things off, Trooper Suprema, they are looking a bit shaky. They managed to defeat Team Flash in the group stage itself, but coming into the finals, it's a different ball game. It's a different team from Team Flashing. How aggressive, how consistent they are with their gameplay.
I mean, consistency is one thing, but I think the key thing to take from this right now is that in terms of like quote unquote power level, as I would call it, I think at this point, Flash and Trooper Suprema are just dead even. And what's really making the differences are the individual contributions from their members. So in Kaboom Canyon, definitely Response was playing the key role there as a Brock. Not only following up the kills that the Bell was able to land shots on, but also using his super in order to clear out the obstacles, keep control over the middle, and that's precisely what Flash needed for Kaboom Canyon. Now we're going to be going on to our third map. This is going to be split. The Ricos are going to be shooting up against each other, and Ryohei actually takes the most of that brunt now. Sai's going to try to come in front. Unfortunately, he gets picked off there, so Aaron on the Sprout is going to be able to capture the left-hand side. Now continues to harass here onto Flash's end, and that's actually proving to be a bit of a challenge now for Team Flash if Sai can't really get in position to counteract this.
Oh, Team Flash, they are having a bit of problem, but they still have the lead. But can they hold on to it? Cookie is still alive, but Sai hopping onto her Melko. What a good one. Aaron will try to zone it out. But Cookie is cutting into the back line. Can he take down Rohi this time?
Yeah, it's trying to make. No, Cootie Ace goes up onto the Sprout, takes him down, jumps onto the hill here as well, gets the kill! My goodness, Team Flash finally nails it there, and now they're going to be able to keep the capture going on the left-hand side and the right. Looks like they should be able to finish off the right-hand one, and indeed Response will be able to complete it. Now his job is just to keep the rest of Trooper Suprema off of that perch. Unfortunately, though, he loses his life way too early, but really now they have to try to counteract this pick on the left-hand side. He tried to jump in front of the Surge, does get the kill onto Cootie Ace, that forces Sai to back off. Now Response is going to come in, tries to put a damage shot. He gets a ricochet up on the Ryohei, but not enough to get the kill there. Oh, that is just it hurts to see Response getting taken out like that. Now Trooper Suprema finishes the capture on the right-hand side, so it's going to be a bit of a race now, but Trooper is very much comfortably ahead. They only have 9 more percentage points to capture here. If they can just finish off the rest here, Aaron up the front. Oh, Sai goes in front, 77 health. How is he still alive? He still gets the kill on the Sprout. What is this? Team Flash now, they are on the post here on the left-hand side. Trooper Suprema tries to go in the last pitch again. They need a knockoff, but they can. Cootie Ace nails it down. Team Flash takes the first round.
What a close one from both sides. Oh, Team Flash play it risky, play it dangerous, so close, but looking at how the players, how the brawlers, and from the side of Team Flash surviving with a silver of health. Wow.
The only thing I can think right now is that, my heart is pumping like mad here. I can only imagine what's going on with the players right now after that match, because, oh my goodness, that was intense for Hot Zone. Like, no joke. We're talking about getting down to the double digits in terms of health. We're talking about near misses. We're talking about even like just minor celebrations. I just love there was a little moment during that match just now that both of the Surgers were down to 6-1-6 health, and just one well-placed shot there by the Surge on the Team Flash side was able to get that final kill there, and he celebrated by doing a little bit of pirouette. Probably just trying to dodge the Sprout, the Sprout who had just came in there, but still, it was a little funny moment there. I just really appreciate it.
But I think Team Flash, they open it up. The opportunities swing into their favor the moment El Primo is able to cut into the back line, jump left side, and then retain the mid control for the team. And that is where Team Flash, they just open up to themselves, knowing like, alright, we have the map control, we have made Trooper Suprema reset their gameplay. They are on a lead and they hold on to it. Can they repeat the same thing again?
Yeah, the repetition is going to be immensely important, but right now, I mean, it's still going to be very, very tight. I can't really see anyone either side here having a clear advantage, but other than the fact that, Team Flash is already ahead in 2 map points, but that aside right now, it's still an incredibly close one here, and just like that, Team Flash could potentially lose on this map here. So I cannot stress enough how important it is for them to not only take the lead as they've already done here in round 1, but to continue that momentum going through the next few rounds. If they can nail that down, then pretty much they've got this one in the bag. But Trooper Suprema, they're really fighting back. They're fighting back really hard.
Yeah, I have to agree. Trooper Suprema putting everything that they have on the line to try. They will bring in the Primo, and you can see how Aaron, being a bit cheeky, will try to go down and take down Kumdi Ace. He will be able with the help of Neko, but the zone will be split half for the side of Team Flash and half for the side of Trooper Suprema.
Yeah, they're going to be going for the Frank on response here, so this is going to be interesting because response should be able to hold his own against Ryohei here, but the thing is, a lot of damage already done by the Rico. Look at the juke there. He does take out the Frank, so already Team Flash might be in a little bit of a back foot here at the moment, as they still can't get the kill off at the point until just now, so they had to wait a little bit. Now Aaron's going to try to fight alone here. Response comes back in to try to deny the position here for Ryohei, but Ryohei is still laying a lot of damage on the Frank, still gets another kill there. Response isn't able to defend the left-hand hot, so he needs help.
Yeah, but Trooper Suprema holding it on side, denying. That's a pop, and Side takes out Aaron. It is so close. Once again, look at this. 90% to 87, but Team Flash still holding on. A bit more, can they take off Aaron? Coming in, jumping and punching. Aaron! So close, but response walking it in.
Oh my goodness, Aaron's got to be kicking himself there. If he had just stayed in position and didn't actually try to move behind the Frank, he could have still contested that point. Oh my goodness, that was a bit of a misplay there from Chopa, but I mean, it just really emphasizes my point. These teams are just so close that mistakes like that can win or lose games. And you saw from that round there, like, they were absolutely going for it. No holds barred. It's still Team Flash still managed to keep their cool, still managed to nail down the capture on the right-hand side. It really only came down to the left-hand side, and response, he really did a valiant effort there as a Frank, but really he was quite outgunned by the Rico in the initial part. So I think that kind of set them back a little bit, but the right-hand side, I mean, man, side on point on that, on capturing the hot zone there.
Wow, Team Flash, they are one away to going into the upper brackets final. Can they close things off? Can they make that push and shut down Trooper Suprema, kicking them down to the lower brackets? Team Flash is all on their hands right now. It's really, really close, but looking at Team Flash, they've been playing on point. It's a bit heart attack moment you can see from Team Flash and Trooper Suprema because the points were so close. Victor, I do believe you are a bit nervous on seeing how it all ends up to be, but what a game that we have.
I'm not just nervous, I'm excited right now because Flash is in the best position to close out this series here. They just have to nail down this round. Now we've already 2 points in their hands here. They just need to be able to take out the rest of Triple Suprema, they brought out a buzz this time here. So looks like you finally got your wish here. So let's see what Aaron can do.
Yeah, what can Aaron do? We do have to see. Oh, there you go!
Oh!
Aaron!
Straight to your face. Triple Suprema now having a good capture on the right hand side. Should be able to complete it out. Imagine they got the El Primo as well. Response so far using the Rico is able to keep control over the left hand side. The right hand side here with Team Flash. They've completed rope ends here. Now it's going to be a matter of who can try to contest. Aaron, he misses the grapple. So now Cootie Ace is able to punish him for it. Can he punish Ryohei as well because he's going to be alone? Cootie Ace gets a jump there to El Primo and keeps him off of that point. Now Aaron's coming back in again. Remember, he's going to be able to get a grapple again on Cootie Ace. Another one again. Kills off the El Primo. Now Ryohei comes in just in time to counter attack. He will try to keep this left hand side capture, but the thing is, right hand side is completely unopposed here with that surge. So now Respawn is going to try to get some ricochet shots. Does get him down to about 2,000. Cootie Ace goes for another jump there under the bus, takes out the bus before he's able to get a grapple out in time. Now it's going to be a matter of seconds here before Team Flash will be able to complete this. That's pretty much a monologue here. Cootie Ace tries to jump in, tries to get a shot. Aaron tries to get a grapple. He does get a kill. 5 percentage points here. This is going to be very close. Aaron goes in front, tries to stop up a response. Does take him out. Good side. Comes in front of back. Takes out the buzz. And what? I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Did Triple Suprema just capture it at the last few seconds there while all the focus was on the left hand side?
Triple managed to collect the last few seconds. It was 2% in difference. Neko was holding on to the right side, holding all together. Meanwhile, they were trying to make a distraction. The players from Team Flash, if I'm not mistaken, the El Primo went out of the zone for 1 second. That was the lead. That was the opportunity for the side of Triple Suprema to keep on holding on. It was so close. It was down on the last 4% for both teams actually, and that 1 second was enough for Triple Suprema to close things off. Well, that is 1 point for them, for Triple Suprema, but Team Flash, they still have another chance to go for the closing. Well, right now they do see the potential of a buzz. Are they gonna bring it out, or are they gonna stick it to their same lineup?
No, at this point now, I'm foreseeing them using the buzz a lot here because you just saw the 1-2 combo he's able to do both with the grapple. It's actually called the Torpedo Throw. Now they've actually gone and looked it up. Torpedo Throw in combination with his attack, that's almost an insta kill on any on any kind of brawlers here that are under 5,000 in terms of health points. So really, like, the buzz, I mean, it couldn't ask for a better introduction to a buzz in this tournament here. Just seeing the way he was able to really take control of the fights quite from the get-go. I think what Flash now needs to do is try to figure out how to counteract this because again, the buzz. Oh man, even when I say that, you know, I'm even trying to think what's the best way to counteract the buzz. And the thing is that if he nails his torpedo throw and gets a combination with his attack at the same time, it's very difficult to counteract that. The best thing you could do is juke and hope that you are able to throw off his ability to grapple you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how to counter this buzz, but it will not be brought in from the side of Triple Suprema. I think that was a cheap strat that they have, but going back to the line of the composition, it will change slightly, but you can see Rohi and Cookies, they are juking out face fight. We have a brawl in between, but Cookies will hold on to that. He will capture the hot zone as well. He will just stand there while looking at his teammate doing the job for him.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it's El Primo versus El Primo, and Cootie Ace is clearly the better El Primo here on the left-hand side. And Flash doing so well there. Side response, both clearing it out, keeping out of the way of the Frank there, doing the damage here, trying to punish Aaron for missing his hits, and they do get the kill onto Aaron. Now the Gale's going to try his best to stay up in front, but again, Colonel Russ has a lot of shielding he can do here and prevents a lot of those shots from actually landing. Now Side tries to back up here, that concedes a bit of ground, but Cootie Ace is now able to come from the back line here, goes with the punches onto Aaron, takes out the Frank, and now Flash is on a roll.
Yeah, I think that's it as it counts down for the last few seconds and the last few percent. Team Flash closes things off 3-0. I think we do have a fight. Team Flash bringing it in, closing and redeeming themselves as they were defeated by Trooper Suprema in the group stage, but in the finals itself, Team Flash repay Trooper Suprema with 3-0. Congratulations to Team Flash as they move on to the upper bracket finals.
These boys can hang their heads up high because now they're carrying the hopes of Singapore into the upper brackets and certainly have earned it. That was a very, very tight 3-0 series. That scoreline does not delineate how incredibly close those matches were, but Team Flash still managed to hold on to the end there. Wow, that was incredible. It seemed like a simple mistake from either side would have literally tipped things around to their favor. I was quite surprised at the final round, to be honest, especially how like Tropa was able to hold out onto the bitter end in the penultimate round. But I think by that point, like if taking out that cheese strat of Buzz didn't really prove the dominance there for Tropa Suprema, I guess they knew they were already in trouble going into that last round.
Yep, I do agree. But let's take a look at how Team Flash burns things down for the side of Trooper Suprema with a 3-0 win. Seeing how Team Flash is playing, it feels like they have figured out and they have a plan in the back for themselves and they put it all in, and you can see how Trooper Suprema can't really respond to the gameplay of Team Flash.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, once Team Flash started to come online, that's what we started to see. Like the advantage that Trooper Suprema appeared to have early on just completely went away, and really a lot of these came down to like all these kind of like close scraps. And really, by the time Team Flash got to that the final few rounds, they really knew exactly what it needed to do to take down Trooper.
It has been a close 3 modes itself. The 3 side itself was so close, but Team Flash, they persevered throughout the whole fight. They persevered throughout the onslaught that is coming from the side of Trooper Suprema, and they managed to go 3-0. Does it send a sign to the side of Zeta Division, or Zeta Division still the Terminator of Japan, still being calm and cold, that they know we still have the confidence of going up against Team Flash?
I don't know, like, because again, we're talking about the second strongest Japanese team here, so and still Flash barely is able to like nail down each of the rounds. I mean, first one still had to go to 5 rounds, I think second one as well. So, I mean, just watching all of these, you can tell, like, you know, Flash and Trooper Suprema are very evenly matched in terms of, like, their ability to position themselves, taking these fights. Cootie Ace, like, oh my goodness, this guy really was just earning his keep here, you know, throughout his fights. His run as the El Primo, and I think, like, the 4th round was definitely one of the highlights for me here, at least for Team Flash's end. But I think when it comes, if you're really looking at what Zeta Division probably thinks, I think they still feel confident enough to beat them just from the way I hear Mameshi talks.
Yeah, look at how Mameshi have the confidence, the whole team up. But this time we just saw a glimpse of the buzz. And I do agree with you, that is a very, very painful one. Seeing how it jumps into your face, give you a 1-2 punch, and then reset himself. I do believe the buzz could be a big problem.
that's why that's why in the first round, Zeta Division and Byro both banned out the buzz. They knew how strong that 1-2 punch can be from him, and it's a combination that is literally at this point, I think, very difficult to counter. And that's not to mention like the other thing about Buzz, which is that his torpedo throw actually charges very, very quickly, because within 6 tiles of where Buzz is, he charges it very very rapidly when there's multiple enemies around him. So that alone already makes a huge potential for Buzz to snowball very quickly in these fights. And I think Tropa, if Tropa really used that Buzz to his full potential, I don't think that penultimate round would have been that close. I think definitely the Buzz would have if in the right hands, the Buzz would have absolutely dominated the fight on a hot zone. So I think when they saw how close the round was, despite the fact they brought in the Buzz, they knew they pretty much were done, I think, by that point. That's why the last round, it kind of felt like they really couldn't bring the performance we saw throughout the rest of that series.
Well, that series has ended. It will be into the upper brackets as we see Zeta Division going up against Team Flash. Just a bit of forecast, like Zeta Division definitely will be watching the matchup just now, seeing the potential of the Buzz. Do you think, just a prediction, just a forecast, that they might want to bring it in if the Buzz is not banned out? Maybe a cheese strat, maybe a creative gameplay.
I wouldn't even call it a cheese strat at that point, because I believe, especially with Zeta Division's proven track record of like their mechanical skills, I wouldn't put it beyond them to really unlock the true potential of having a Buzz in their lineup. That said, though, I think tactically speaking, especially talking about upper brackets here, I don't see them being the kind of team that would pull out these kind of pocket strats. I think they would rather play it safe, knowing that they have so much experience behind them, and seeing that they still are able to dominate games regardless of what kind of special strats they are. It's only times when they kind of mess it up a little bit that it gives a bit of opening, especially for Byro in that in their matchup. But I think all in all, in terms of a team and a lineup, I think Zeta Division is still a lot stronger, and may not even want to entertain the idea of having the Buzz fall into the hands of Team Flash here. So I'm still thinking they were going to ban it out regardless, though.
Ooh, but I do believe we have confirmation that we will be going into an interview for Team Flash, as their coach will join us, and he will celebrate as they have win against Trooper Suprema.
Hey, Wiggly Spoo, welcome back, man. Congratulations. That was such a tight series there, between Trooper. I mean, even though it was 3-0, we saw every second of it was like so intense. So I think right off the bat, when you first met Trooper Suprema, you guys were beaten by them. What changed between then and now? What have you guys actually learned throughout challenges that really allowed you guys to win this upper bracket?
I think between then and now, we've definitely grown a lot as a team. We've adapted more to the meta game. It's been a fresh new meta, and now after studying for quite a long time, we have a better grasp on what are the comps are good and how to run each of the comps. And I think on a psychological side, I think our confidence has slowly been coming back, and that's, I think, a big deal. Riding up each game's momentum and keeping that confidence strong even in the face of like really tough games. I think that helps a lot.
Well, it certainly seems like it's helped out a lot here. So I think I'll pass off to Uwu for the next question here.
Just a bit of insight. You guys did not ban out the Buzz itself. Were you guys just like expecting and already anticipating, like, alright, if Trooper Suprema pick up the Buzz, you guys can definitely go up and deal with that Buzz?
I think with new brawlers, it's always kind of like if you don't ban it, then you have to deal with it. But I think like most teams also, we can assume that nobody wants to deal with it. It's either that or they've prepared something. But looking at the maps, I think like the first 3 maps, we kind of saw that it's pretty difficult to make it work.
and we don't expect them to actually bring it. So confidently knowing that majority of the maps aren't suitable for the brawler, we were willing to take that risk and leave it in at the risk of perhaps being cheesed. And also because it's a best of 5 series instead of like a typical best of 3. Cheese is not as difficult to deal with. It's like if you see it one time, like for example in our split set, when we saw it the first time, we could quickly come up with something on the spot that could deal with it.
So I think I got an interesting question here pertaining to you guys as Singaporean teams, having faced off against these Japanese teams here. Do you feel that there's still a big gap now between the players from the Japanese region compared to the rest, or do you feel that gap now is already kind of narrowed, as this challenger has gone on here? What's your kind of feeling about this at this moment?
I think the gap is definitely getting smaller, but that's not because like any team is getting weaker or stronger per se. It's just that in general over the year, I think everybody hits their peaks and everybody has their lows. And I believe that honestly, all these teams that are at the challenger stage, at their very peak, if they're playing their very best, everybody is kind of like at a level playing field. So it's really coming down to like the kind of form and the confidence you bring on that day, and that changes things.
Yeah, that's agreeable. So, last question. I guess pass it off to Uwu for this.
Well, the last question: do you have any message to send to your opponent as you guys will be going into the upper bracket finals?
Good luck, have fun. I think between our teams, there's been a lot of history, especially even since last year all the way till now, every monthly final. This is kind of very reminiscent of the last year's monthly finals when Japan was still in the same region. So I think this is definitely very familiar to my team. This is so good luck, have fun. I hope we have a great set and a great series.
Well, good luck to and have fun to you guys as well, because you're going to be going into the upper brackets later on. So congratulations once again, and best of all for the next one. Alright, so that was our second upper bracket semifinals done and dusted. So there's only one thing left to go here, and that's the upper bracket finals. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a short break, but just want to remind you guys that, don't go away, because not only we have that last match there, but we're going to see between Team Flash as well as Zeta Division, who's going to be going into that grand final slot first. We're going to be finding out right after these messages, so don't go away.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.
All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Guys, welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open Brawl Stars Season 1 of 2021 Challengers Finals for Asia Pacific. My name is Victor Cax, joining me here is Uwe the Magical, and we're finally here at the last match for today, the Upper Bracket Finals. It's going to be between the strongest Japanese team and the strongest Singaporean team. Are you hyped, ladies and gentlemen? Are you hyped, Uwe the Magical?
Oops, sorry about that, but I'm definitely really stoked for this. I'm really excited to see how Zeta Division going up against Team Flash. They have played it out in the upper brackets just now. We have seen two teams dropping into the lower brackets, but right now the most important question is these two teams. It will be Zeta Division going up against Team Flash, as they will have to put up all they have to proceed for the first slot in the grand finals.
Man, this is going to be quite the matchup here, because remember, Zeta Division's whole goal in this tournament is to finish it with a clean slate of wins over every single challenger team. And so far, so good, but with Team Flash's performance against Suprema the last time around, it might be something for Zeta Division to think about. This could not be the smooth sailing here for them. It might be a bit of trouble, but nevertheless, let's see if they're going to be up for the task. The map pool is going to be slightly different this time around, starting off with a brawl ball round in Backyard Bowl, and then proceeding on to the Ring of Fire. Only one hot zone to use here, so might be very interesting. Definitely going to be very different than the hot zone we've seen so far. Nuts and bolts, the first siege map for this bracket here is going to be played in this upper bracket final, and certainly it's going to be a heck of a tight corridor for these two teams to navigate. Hard Rock Mine will be the next map. That's going to be gem grab, so you can be assured it's going to be plenty of chaos there, and they haven't got enough gems in that mine. They're going to have to hop off to the safe zone here to finish off the entire series with a heist map. So this is the maps they're going to be playing through, and it's just like before, it's going to be 5 rounds each.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting as you start it off with Backyard Brawl with Brawl Ball itself. So it's going to be interesting, but more interesting part is to see who are the brawlers that is going to get banned.
I can be, so I'm thinking, they are leaving Buzz on the table. They are leaving it on the table, ladies and gentlemen.
But quite interesting bans coming from both sides. Not really that interesting. We've seen these bans come in multiple times, but leaving out the Buzz is an option, as what we can hear from Vigilance Bully is like almost a one-trick pony, but still there's a lot of potential. I do agree with that, but Bell, Jin, being banned out from the Zeta Division. So it means Team Flash can use that to brawls. Meanwhile, Team Flash will ban off Poco and Jin. Zeta Division will not have that option to pick up those two brawlers. It means that it is still up into the open for both teams to decide what are they gonna play it off and how are they gonna approach this. Especially looking at the modes itself, it started off with Brawl Ball and then later on to Hot Zone. So might be a bit of a chess play coming from both sides. But can Zeta Division, with their strong aggressive, they know of how to read the game play, be able to proceed to grand finals with ease, or Team Flash will put up a great fight, put up a very close game? Could we see all 5 sets being played and all into the 5th match itself?
My thinking though is that in this particular matchup though, I feel that Zeta has a lot more to lose compared to Flash, because I do know that, you know, given their track record so far, Flash has shown that, you know, they're still able to come back despite all overwhelming odds, and they've proven that, you know, all throughout challengers, and with the way they've been playing here so far, I feel they've already gotten that confidence to really meet that challenge. So I think really if they can put a stain on Zeta Division's record, that could be a strong psychological advantage for the Singaporean team. Nevertheless, we're going into the first round here, and oh boy, they're going to be using a stew here. They're going to be using a stew and 8-bit, so this can be kind of interesting.
Yeah, we have forgotten about the stew, but stew being brought in from both sides. The balls quite in the open, but looking at Zeta making the push, able to wipe out. They are gonna walk it in, but Kansas, he will flick it in for a goal.
Yeah, it's pretty much a mirror match, but Zeta just showing they're still masters of their craft here. I mean, it's just experience, you know, above all at this point. Look at the amount of shots they're putting on the response. They do get the kill onto him now, so that left-hand flank is a little bit exposed, and Satampo is going to take advantage of this, going up in front, tries to get a shot to the Cutie Ace, but Cutie Ace does get the kill onto Mameshi just in time though, so at least they keep things a little bit even. But now Satampo and Tensai, they have possession on the ball, can't quite find an opening to go in though, so they're going to have to just clear it up and back off.
Yeah, I feel like Zeta, the moment they had their lead and then going into the second one, they hold on to the ball. They didn't put much of an aggression. They just want to play the time, play it safe, make sure that they have all the utilities that they need, all the team numbers in the game itself to make that push. They are going to go for a reset. Side tempo will be brought down by Sights. Meanwhile, the ball being pushed back from Team Flash now.
Yeah, Tensai really on point there to take out, to get the trade there for Side Tempo's death. So that crucially allowed them to still maintain control over the center of the pitch. Oh, that's a good kill there on the Cutie Ace. So now they're going to be able to lay down the 8-bits area effect there. So now it's going to be a bit tough now for Team Flash because it's going to be contained. The respawn's going to get taken out. Mameshi actually has an opening here. So that's going to force the rest of Flash to try to defend. This is right-hand flank here to try to prevent Side Tempo from getting close enough. But Tensai is still leading the shots from a distance here. And unfortunately, respawn's coming back in. That forces Mameshi to back off. But they have really done very well here to keep Team Flash contained. 10 seconds left on the clock. What can they do here, ladies and gentlemen? Not much, I'm afraid, as Cutie Ace gets picked up. There's no one left from Team Flash on the other side of the pitch here. So pretty much, Zeta Division takes this first round with only 1 goal. Wow.
Yep, Zeta Division playing it really safe. I don't really say that they are gunning for it. The moment they had that one lead, alright, the moment that they know, alright, we're gonna play it safe, play around the ball, don't need to go for the aggression, take the risk and try to go for the score, and take the risk of having your brawlers being brought down, and you have to go for the reset where Team Flash will have the advantage to bring the ball back up towards the side of Zeta Division. I like how they got the ball, they hold on to the possession of the ball as long as possible, and the moment they know like, alright, Team Flash is coming in, we're just going to clear the ball towards the side and then go for the fight, try to force them to redirect their attention towards the brawlers itself.
I think the key thing is like the Zeta Division side seem to be way better at picking off kills there compared to Team Flash, because right from the get-go, that's how they managed to get the first score in, because they eliminated every member from Flash, basically had no defensive line at all, so they were able to walk that ball towards the goalpost. So the only reason why they were able to play that safe in the first place was because they got that first goal. I don't think they would have played that safe if they were still like either tied or still haven't scored any goals yet. So I think really Team Flash needs to put Zeta Division in those kind of positions. He needs to ensure that they're always constantly under pressure, or else like Zeta Division, you know, naturally will just be able to take control over the map.
Yep, Zeta Division, they are sitting really, really comfortable in these positions, and seeing how the gameplay unfolds. Team Flash, I do agree with what you say. Put on the pressure, put on the aggression, but overextending might punish you, and that's what Zeta Division wants. It puts Team Flash in a very awkward situation, because if they want to put on the aggression, they might be in a sense that they might get caught in a trap where they put a kill box in, and then definitely Zeta Division will try to punish the players of Team Flash. So Team Flash, they have a very, very awkward situation on how to approach this, especially going up against Zeta Division.
Yeah, it's gonna be I'm very much looking to see what Team Flash is gonna do in response here for the second round. And speak of the devil, here comes round number 2 here on this Brawl Ball. Let's see whether or not Flash will be able to find the secret recipe here to win it out on Backyard Bowl. So Side Tempo again going very aggressive in front, takes out the area effect. They're coming in from Team Flash, so that's already putting them a little bit behind now. Oh boy, now they are able to get it up in time to try to get some damage up here. That damage booster hopefully will be able to keep the rest of Zeta Division at bay. But for the moment though, they're just trading blows, not really getting kills until just now when they managed to take down Response. So now Zeta is going to try to get some possession in the way here, but they're really focused on trying to eliminate the members of Flash here and hopefully get an opening towards a goal side. Mameshi, Mameshi unfortunately isn't able to survive long enough. The lingering damage there is enough to take out both Byrons, so now it's going to be down both the Stu and the 8-bit on either end here to try to find an opening, but again, they still aren't able to do so.
Yeah, Zeta finally have the ball in possession. They are pushing up towards the closer goal, but there is still player alive on the side of Team Flash. One goes down, Respawn will be top. Good the ace, staying alive, but not oh my god! Side pop out, Mameshi. They do have the ball back for the side of Team Flash, pushing it forward onto the side of Zeta Division.
Yeah, that was really close. If Side hadn't taken out Mameshi, that could have been an instant goal there for Zeta Division. So Team Flash, not quite out of the woods yet, but at least they bought some time. Still got 50 seconds left, and the ball is still on Zeta Division's side. They're doing their best here to try to keep them contained, but the area effects literally just covering the entire pitch here on the Zeta Division's goal. So it's really making it hard for Team Flash to get any closer here without exposing them too much risk. It's being a risk though. The response very low. Cootie Ace as well, but somehow they're able to stay alive. Cootie Ace able to dodge just in the nick of time. Get the healing just up. Whoa, that was way too close.
Respawn, he must be having a panic attack, leaving at the edge, but does have the support from his teammate to stay alive. The ball is still yet in neutral. Will be going to overtime. Who will have this aggression? Will be in possession on Team Flash since they are closer towards the ball.
Oh, right off the bat, they eliminated the area effect there. Now they're just trying to bring it up as close as they can. Tensai brings the ball up. Hunts Mameshi. Mameshi shoots. Mameshi scores. Oh, that is just heartbreaking there. Team Flash holding out to the last possible second, but Zeta nailed that final play down to a T.
Yeah, Zeta Division just waited for the last few moments, and the moment they clear out all the plays from Team Flash, that is the opening that they needed to walk and kick the ball in. And Zeta Division, they are on a roll. They can keep on this momentum. Team Flash, they are still yet to find a way to beat Zeta Division. They are still playing into the tempo of Zeta Division, and Zeta Division love how they dictate it. They do not need to go for the aggression. They play on their side, put on the utilities that they needed, and the moment the whole field opens up, that is the time. All right, it is all open. It is wide open. Try to go in for the kill. Ran in, kill all the players from the side of Team Flash in for an easy goal.
It's a very slow and methodical kind of push that Zeta Division did, initially. And this goes to show, the level of control and confidence they have in the end, because you wouldn't be doing that if you aren't confident in keeping Team Flash contained. But they knew just from the way they're able to fight them, to be able to score kills against them, and even kind of force Team Flash into a very unenviable situation where they really didn't have enough boots on the ground really to cover the map. And on top of that, the Stu was really proactive in trying to get behind lines, and not necessarily to get kills on the brawlers, but to take away any of the support items that were laid down on the ground, especially by that 8-bit. So that already put Team Flash in, made the problems even worse, because they not only are facing this onslaught, coming from Zeta Division from their end of the pitch, but they don't really have any support items to buff them, when Zeta Division started to creep up. And you saw, like, when it came down to like the final 15 seconds, you already knew that Zeta Division was eyeing like that play, which is basically they just need to clear out the support item and get the speed zone all the way up in front, so that they will be able to just gun it straight into the goal. And that was exactly what they did. They nailed it down to a T.
Yeah, definitely. Team Flash sitting at a very bad position. 2-0 in advantage for the side of Zeta Division. They just need one more to close off the first set. Can Zeta Division do it, or Team Flash finally waking up and making the comeback that they need? Tensai will have the ball. He will hold on possession. 2 players being brought down, and they have it. Open response will drop. Goal will be scored by Mameshi. This will be a 1-0 lead. Still a chance for Team Flash.
Still a chance, but the thing is, you saw the way their defensive line collapsed one after another as the pickoffs were coming in from Zeta Division's side. So now it's going to be this repeat of the first round, because Zeta, they know they can afford to play it safe. They know they can afford to waste Team Flash's time, but at the same time, they know they can still get kills if they're looking for it. And look at that. Everyone from the map is gone. Now it's going to be up to side to try to defend. He's able to clear the ball away, but the speed zone is already set up right in the penalty zone. Respawn's going to try to jump in there, try to get some kills, but Flash taking a lot of damage in the process, though. 2D is the only one able to still stay alive, though, despite all of those shots coming in. Side tempo now trying to keep the flank going. Mameshi's still in front. The ball, unfortunately, is right in the corner, so it's out in the open. He's not going to be able to get it. 2D Ace able to stay alive just for a little bit. Side tempo able to stay out of trouble. He goes in front. He gets a kill on the side. Ooh, this is looking very dangerous now. Flash losing another one. They lose our response. Oh, Mameshi shoots it and scores.
What a play from Zeta Division. Brawl easily score, easily win by the Team Flash. Just feels like they are crumbling. Could be due to they are playing back-to-back. And also is a contribution because Zeta Division, they are on a different level. They are playing on a different skill set. They are better at this, but we have known that Zeta Division and Team Flash, they have matched up against each other before this tournament numerous times, and seeing this is a repeat, a very nostalgic fight. A lot of people will say this could be a classical one, and seeing how Team Flash is yet to find an answer going up against Zeta Division.
Well, safe to say, like, I think Brawl Ball pretty much is Zeta Division's, like, strongest game mode right now, at least against Team Flash here, because it's very much a no contest here. Right now, Flash not really able to get any stability throughout this round here. It just seems like every single round is just playing to the hands of Zeta Division every single time, and you know the way that the defensive line collapsed so quickly, it just goes to show how effective Zeta Division are as killers. You know, when they find that opening, you know, they don't let up. They know once they have you in that chokehold, they're just going to complete the complete knockout. So again, very unfortunate there for Team Flash. I don't see, unless it can somehow pull off some pocket strat here. I think long as this goes on, I think Zeta Division should be taking this first map.
Yeah, Zeta Division, they picked up Brawl Ball. They will be going into Hot Zone later on, and if they continue on with that kind of strategy, that kind of play style, holding on as much as possible, go in for the aggression, go in for the chokehold, and try to force Team Flash in a very bad corner. I think Zeta Division might have it in the back and might be able to pick up this and move on to the grand finals. But it's still early to say. They pick up the first one, they still have 4 more to go. Can Zeta Division go in for the clean? As what Mameshi said, they have the confidence to go in. They want to be the champion. They want to wipe up all the teams. Can they do it? We have to see how Zeta Division prove it on the ground itself.
I'll tell you what though, you know, for Zeta Division's stated goal of, you know, like winning every single round with a clean slate, seems to be off to a good start right now, because Flash really didn't have a lot of presence in his first map, unfortunately. So hopefully in the next few maps we'll start to see them wake up a little bit. We've seen that happen with them before, you know, over the course of a map, to be fair, but you know, over the course of the series, you know, Team Flash now is going to be a true test of their endurance here, you know, and their adaptability. Can they kind of like find ways and means in order to try to stem this tide here from Zeta Division, or is it going to be the same as well coming to this second map? So first round here on this hot zone is going to be a single hot zone with a contest, and you can already see him really going out of bat, trying to get the shots, but no, Cootie Ace gets picked off response as well, so Zeta pretty much has control over the hot zone here, and pretty much are keeping the flanks under guard.
Yeah, Zeta Division have the hot zone. They will back it up as most of the players from the side of Team Flash is back. They will set up themselves, going for a reset for the side of Zeta Division. But looking at how aggressive this time Team Flash is, but Respawn getting punished, Sai getting punished, leaving Coop the AC jumping alone, going up against 3.
What? It's every single time any member of Flash tries to go in front, they immediately get punished by either Tensai or Mameshi, or a combination of the both, and that's really making it hard for Flash to actually have any presence at all in the hot zone. And on top of that, Sai Tampo is doing so well on the right-hand side, keeping them contained, keeping the shots going, making sure they are just going in without any full health even before they even touch the hot zone. Woody A is gonna land, the shot land on him, he's gonna get popped off there by Tensai, and immediately responds now. What can he even do? He's completely caught in the middle here. There's a loop. Now, again and again, Flash just dying in their attempts to try to get on the hot zone to contest it, but Tensai still holding strong, still able to keep that capture going up. Responds getting completely deleted here by Mameshi on the Colonel Ruffs.
My god, this is total domination from Zeta Division. I'm not sure what happened, but how Team Flash is playing, they are going in one by one, getting punished one by one. Everything just breaks down the moment one of the players from Team Flash goes down. Zeta Division just had the momentum, walk in, go in for the push, creep up towards the map itself, going into the mid control, holding it, and punish the players that are coming in one by one from the side of Team Flash.
I mean, I think it was a bit of a desperation move at that point, because it realized that that lead is already way too far for them to really contest. So really, I think they were just desperate to try to stop the bleeding at that point, but definitely could have been done a lot better there. I mean, if they could really just gathered up the strength and actually focus on one of the flanks there, perhaps it may have stood a chance. But you gotta hand it there to Tenshi on that Byron. I believe Tenshi means like angel in Japanese, and certainly he's got a guardian angel on his end. I mean, just nailing shot after shot and just making sure that no one could really touch the hot zone. That pretty much meant complete dominance here from Zeta Division.
Yeah, but I do also want to give props to Side Temple on how he's playing on the right flank, just zoning, dealing the damage he needs to do onto the back end of Team Flash. Team Flash, once again, giving the map control to the side of Zeta Division.
They tried to bring out the Sprout here, but again, I think Mameshi is pretty much going to eat a lot of Sprout here. I think his response doing quite well. He actually managed to take out unfortunately Tensai does get the follow-up kill there, so unfortunately that didn't quite pan out there. Could have been opening there, but again, Side Tampo still almost untouchable there. Just looking at the way jukes those shots, looking at the way he's able to land it on the side. Tensai now trying to stave up and attack him response, but response already getting taken out by Mameshi. Ooh, but Tensai still able to stay on the point all throughout. There's only 3% of capture here accomplished by Flash all throughout here. Look at Side Tempo on the back line there, completely making sure that Flash had no ground to stand on there. Man, wow. Just wow.
Yep. Just one-sided saying how Zeta Division is controlling, dictating the players of Team Flash. Even though bringing out the Sprout did kill a couple of times, but still, Zeta Division, they have been controlling the game. They've been dictating the tempo. I'm not sure what Team Flash can do.
I'm also at a loss here because it just seems like, it's such a far cry, I gotta say, compared to how the semifinals turned out, because, coming off from a close match like that to get absolutely dominated in its first two maps, certainly I think it's not going to do any favors to Team Flash's confidence at this point. But, I think right now they really have to keep the head down, stay focused on trying to take this one round at a time. But I think in the end though, it just goes to show the level of difference when it comes to the amount of experience that Zeta Division has had as players here, and clearly it's very, very much a very different kind of a fight here, going from Tropa Suprema to fighting Zeta Division here. So yeah, right now literally this whole game is going to be dictated on Zeta Division's terms, and it seems like they're not going to be letting go of that script anytime soon.
Zeta Division still holding on. Could be Ace making for the push. Will be able for a trade. Tensai will be popped by a response and it will be traded off at the same time. Could be Ace play a bit more safer. He needs to regen, but the control from the side of Zeta Division holding in. Could be Ace jumping in to the back line. Will be punished by Tensai.
That's a bit of a mistake though, but Respawn was still doing quite well actually to try to hold his own against Tensai. The problem is if the Piper can't really get a kill, can't really force the Tensai off, the Byron off, then unfortunately it doesn't really matter in the end, does it? But Mameshi still able to follow up the kill onto the Piper the moment he takes out Tensai, so at least on their end, Zeta just ensuring that they still maintain a somewhat advantage here. Going to this, Cootie Ace gets behind, does get a kill on Tensai, but Mameshi pulls on the kill onto response there thanks to Side Tempo on the end. But oh man, that looked like a really good attempt there. Now it's going to be Mameshi trying to hold his line here while Tensai rejoins him. Cootie A's and response might be caught in a little bit of quandary here. They are able to dodge, but unfortunately take a lot of damage. Side Tempo gets a shot and Mameshi picks up the kill again, not just on the Piper but on the Stew as well. Oh my goodness, just whatever Team Flash is throwing at Zeta Division, it has not fazed them at all.
Yeah, Zeta Division is putting on a fight, and Team Flash can't really do much. The moment they go for the approach, go for the aggression, they get punished and get pushed back. I am truly lost of words.
I mean, same here as well. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, again, what do we expect? We're talking about the team that from ladders all the way through challengers, from play-ins to challengers, group stages, everything came out with a clean slate of wins, and it's no wonder like why they're so confident in this tournament, why they feel like it's practically gonna be like they can set the goal of like beating every single team in this tournament here, and really it just shows in that whole matchup. I mean, really, the whole time Flash didn't have any command at all over the hot zone. They couldn't really get close enough thanks to Saitampo and Mameshi just constantly hounding them from the sides. And worst of all, like they really didn't have an answer to what Zeta Division was doing at that point, because it's basically Byron, the Byron player Tensai was just. He wasn't even staying in the middle of the hot zone. He was just staying inside, alternating between the speed zone and going into the hot zone, only to just keep the capture percentage going up when Flash is not around. And just like that, just by playing that very safe manner, Flash really couldn't find a way to break through. Wow. I mean, it's just simply unbelievable, the level of dominant performance here that Zeta Division is able to pull off, especially against a team now that is literally trying to fight their way to grand finals, but Zeta Division is like, no.
Yeah, access denied from Zeta Division. I think they are the Grim Reaper of Asia Pacific. Every team that comes in, check! We're gonna go clean with you guys. We're gonna let nothing down to your side. We will pick up every single point that we need and dominate, and they have been doing it, as you said, from the ladders, from the playoff, from the group stage, and even in the finals itself, they are putting on a fight. They've been telling them and solidifying themselves as one of the best in Asia Pacific. And I think, what can we predict out of this? Like, okay, just a bit of forecast. If just the Zeta Division makes it, but oh, wait a minute, what is this?
Whoa. Yep, the buzz is going to be coming out, and indeed on this bot drop, it could actually work out for them because, again, a lot of walls, but it all really depends on, you know, having a lot of opponents in your area. Look at Mameshi just making quick work on one side, now trying to go back. He's getting the kill one after another here, and this is going to be pretty much a pattern here, ladies and gentlemen. Once we have a buzz in the mix, Siegebot is going to be coming out from Team Flash's side, so there's going to be a first one coming in here. Saitampo again using his body here to keep him blocked. Lu again using the Ice Slurry in order to keep the bot completely stuck in place here, but still a lot of damage done from the side though from Team Flash. The Zeta Division's turret is already down to 77%.
Yeah, but seeing the buzz itself is just a fun brawler to look at. You know, they just recently Wu-Sai jumping in, thinking about it, but will be frozen on point. Has to back up, Respawn has to back out as well. Saitampo will try to go in for the aggression.
Yeah, side now trying to wait for a right moment, but can't really find one against Saitampo. Look at the amount of damage here coming from this side. A level 6 siege ball is going to be coming in, but there's no Lu this time to try to block it up. Oh, look at that though. Just blocking off that side there, forcing him to go the long way around. Hopefully he'll be able to keep him out of the way. It's already down 2% just from a couple of hits there. A couple of punches, finding him down. Okay, not too much damage done. That's something good here for Team Flash. Now they need to try to fight back because Zeta has really used this opportunity to take over the middle here. They have a lot of balls in hand. Mameshi and Tensai now getting the kill onto Respawn, so there pretty much are no boots on the ground here for Team Flash all through the middle.
Yeah, but you do have to keep in track that the bolts is on the side of Zeta Division. They have 8 bolts, meanwhile Team Flash has 3 bolts. But it's just an all-out brawl, seeing how the players been playing out. It's just brawling, punching, and Tensai able to take it down. It will be a level 9 siege, but they will try to delay this.
I don't like this.
But the damage is done.
That's too much damage there. Team Flash lost nearly half of the turret's health there from that level 6 siege bot. And Zeta Division They land a killing blow yet again here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Yeah, seeing how Zeta is playing, and I'm so surprised the moment when it started out and we see two buzz bumping into each other from the hook itself. It's just funny to see two green bombs just bumping into each other, and it's just so chaotic, the whole fight. The fight was all over the map. The boats itself was not really in mind. We were so focused and so narrow into how the play is being played out. I think Team Flash, they are putting on their aggression. They know their backs are on the wall. They have to do something to respond to what Zeta Division is doing to them.
I'm really surprised like they didn't really have something more solid to work against if Siege Bot's coming through, because on the Zeta Division side they had the Lu with the Ice Slurry, and that alone already pretty much stops the Siege Bot in its tracks, and they've been using this since the Challenger, even before Challengers. I think they've already used this strat along with a few other teams, but I think they were too focused on trying to get the kills on the Zeta Division that they couldn't really get actual map control in terms of that. Like, just having a Lu on the Zeta Division side already gave them like, potential to just keep control over the mid. Ice Slurry can be used both offensively and defensively in this case.
Oh, seeing Zeta Division bringing a different brawler into the game. The buzz still remains on the side of Team Flash. Zeta Division is just gonna clean up the middle back and open up the whole place.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I didn't expect that the buzz will get taken out like that, but Mameshi was just in position there to support Tempo, so I think in a 1-on-1 El Primo could have lost there, but that's already bought him enough time to get a level 3 siege spot up. He's gonna try to go around towards the other side here, but the buzz is in position to try to do some damage there. A couple of punches, 3, 4, that's down to 8%. 8% down here for Team Flash, so not too much damage done here, so they can still breathe a sigh of relief, but they still need to get control of the mid. Oh, 2D is going to try to jump in there, tries to get it, but unfortunately gets frozen in spot and allows Tempo to get the kill. Side now try to follow up with the one on himself, but he goes onto Tensai as well. No, Tensai takes him out before he's able to take him out there. Now response, getting the follow-up kill, but then Frank comes in, slam dunk kill onto the Sprout. They really haven't gotten that control they were looking for, and Zeta Division has another siege bot headed in their direction.
Yeah, siege bot in spawn. Zeta Division going on to the aggression. They need to deal more damage. The first fight, the first siege bot only down 8%. How much will be the next one? Only 4%.
Ooh, I mean, still they're doing well in order to keep the siege bot from doing too much damage, but they still need to be able to bring one out from themselves. Mameshi takes outside though, so the buzz is already out of the equation. Doing ace though, able to follow under Tempo, so they just need to be able to take out Tensai, but look at that response. Not really getting the support that he needed. He really is out on the lurch here. Mameshi gets a slam on himself, another slam to take out Side. My goodness, Zeta has control over the mid yet again, and looked like, it's a level 11 siege bot. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad.
Yeah, this is scary for the side of Team Flash. How are they going to defend this? One player went down for the side of Team Flash. Scooty is quite low. Will be brought down as well. Slide. Don't know what to do. He will try to go in for the soul, but the damage from the ball has done enough this time. 1 second to, and it is over. Zeta. One more to closing it off.
Oh wow. I mean, what a far cry it was, you know, seeing Team Flash against Suprema versus Zeta Division just goes to show, I guess, like the level of difference now between both of these teams. But I'm just as surprised as you know, with how this has turned out, because, you know, you'd think that at least Team Flash will find some sort of footing here, at least able to trade out some rounds, but all in all throughout, Zeta Division just dominates every single round here. And ladies and gentlemen, if this pattern continues though, I'm seeing that this might not be the this might just be the last round that Team Flash plays against Zeta, unless they have some other strategy or other somehow able to pull off a significant play. Right now, Zeta Division is doing everything right here in terms of keeping the advantage on their side, and it really shows. Every single fight is just taken on Zeta Division's terms, and they are also just nailing the kills and just making sure that they have control over the bolts. That's the most important thing, Wow, this is really, really tough now for Team Flash, and I don't really see them getting out of this hole, unfortunately.
Yeah, Zeta Division, map control in the back for that. Player versus player, they can go for the kills. How they did the whole game is all in the hand of Zeta Division. Team Flash, they have to really pull something off. They have to bring something really into the game and stop the momentum of Zeta Division. But as we was talking about it, 2 players went down for the side of Team Flash.
Yeah, that was all side actually. He managed to pick up 2 kills back to back, so that actually would end up pretty good. But unfortunately, he had to concede ground because his health was literally too low, and with the parley just constantly tossing there, getting a kill onto the ends of response, and oh no. Yet again, it looks like the next siege ball is going to go Zeta Division's way. Team Flash cannot find a way to clear out this lane here. Sight tries to go for a grab, didn't quite nail it down though. That's putting him very, very precarious position because he's surrounded on both ends. His teammates got taken out, and Sight's Apple wasting no time, takes him down.
Trouble in the back. This is insane. 13. Oh my god. Team Flash. I'm not sure how are they gonna defend this. Are they gonna send back any more? 14. 15. Oh, this is scary.
Oh, that last ditch attempt by Sight. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it probably wouldn't be over at this point, but right now the chances of Team Flash's turret retaining a lot of his health is quite low. Look at that! Look at the amount of damage is coming from Zeta side. They know they have this in the bag. They took down the turret with no time to waste it all. Fast round here to finish off, really finish off Team Flash. Whoa, my goodness. Absolute dominance here.
Mameshi is a man of his word. Coming in, he will clean it up as Zeta Division. Congratulations to them as they will make it into the grand final. As one of the team, we will have to wait for tomorrow to figure out who is the second team to make it into the grand finals, but we still have the lower brackets to play that will happen tomorrow as well. Byro has to go up against Suprema. The winner will go up against Team Flash, as we just found out, and who will make it into the grand finals.
Wow. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's so one-sided. I mean, I've got to admit, but it's just proof of like how dominant Zeta Division is compared to all the other teams' challengers. I know, and I sound like a bit of a broken record because I've just been saying this all throughout the entirety of like the tournament so far, but you can see the proof in the pudding here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladder stage won every single round, coming into the play-ins, beat almost every single team, didn't even drop a single one, in fact. Then coming into the challengers, every single team that faced up against them left 0-3, like every single one beaten in straight sets. So I mean, you can say it's the experience. I would say it's like they're just literally on the top form, out of every single team here. They're literally having the best players and the best team dynamic, out of everyone.
But let's take a look at Zeta Division taking it 3-0 against Team Flash. I guess they are the alpha, they are the omega. 3-0 is not an impossible task for them, and cleaning it again after another team. Wow, Zeta Division is just on point every single time.
Right? Like, it just doesn't even look close, and you just gotta wonder, like, what exactly Zeta Division had kind of done, in order to be able to gain this level of dominance against a team that, like, no joke, like, Flash is really no joke when it comes to Brawl Stars, but it just really looked like Zeta was just playing with their food here, especially against Response. I mean, that's just such an unfortunate situation for the Byro to be in.
Yeah, it just feels so hard, especially going up against team Zeta Division, seeing how dominant they are. Going up against them puts the fear in the player, but like how I have to give props to the side of Team Flash. They try to put up a good fight. They try to hold up themselves as much as possible, but guess Zeta Division, they will hold on as the best team in Asia Pacific, maybe in the world as well.
All right, like I really got a few questions gonna have to ask Mameshi. We gotta get a chance to interview him again later on because I really want to know, from like Zeta Division's side, what exactly did they figure out something about Team Flash that we're not seeing, or are they simply that good? Because from our vantage point here, certainly all we're just seeing is literally Zeta walking over a team of really confident and really highly skilled Brawl Stars players as if they were playing a pub game. And I don't mean to say this as a disservice to Team Flash. I love those boys to heck, because they've shown that they have performances. They're able to deliver performances when they need to. It's just I'm really surprised at how well Zeta Division is able to just control Team Flash throughout this whole series.
Yeah, I really, really love to hear what Mameshi have later on. Like, give us an insight, like seeing how they went up against Team Flash previously and before this. But to get confirmation, I think the boys is ready from Zeta Division. We will be jumping into the interview.
Alright, Mameshi, welcome back yet again. We're going to be asking you a few more questions, but I think right off the bat, like I just want to know, like, did you guys prepare something to fight against Team Flash? How were you guys so dominant against probably one of the strongest teams in Singapore here?
なんか今回の試合、ティームフラッシュに対しての作戦とかそういうのありましたか？ティームフラッシュはシンガポールでも、結構強いチームなので、ちょっと一言お願いします。
やっぱりずっと長い期間、この大会長い期間通して戦ってきたので、やっぱりバンとか編成とかちゃんとチームフラッシュ用のを前もって考えてきました。
So they've been playing the tournament for a long time, and they've been looking at Team Flash's bands, the setup. So that's how they set up their strategy.
So, taking that means that you guys really have done a lot of research on this team. That's why, like, you guys were able to dominate them like that. That's wow. I'm just saying, personally, like, that was one of the most dominant showings there, Mameshi. So, congratulations on that. So, yeah, I think off to Uwu the Magical. I've got the next question to you.
A question to Mameshi, like, how you guys feel meeting some of the players that you guys have met previously in other tournaments?
他の大会に出会った選手に対してどう思いますか？
どういうことですか？
Could you emphasize on what you're trying to say?
Of course, the history between Team Zeta Division, previously known as Team Jupiter, they have met up with Team Flash previously. Some of the players, they are from PSG. You guys had a bit of history in the past previously, but are you guys like anticipating this matchup? Meeting some of the familiar players in this tournament?
結構ティームフラッシュと結構試合してると思いますし、プレイヤーも知ってると思いますが、それでこういうこの準決勝に対するマッチングになるか予想しておりましたか？
はい、やっぱ強いチームっていうのは分かってたので、はい、チームフラッシュと試合することになれば
they were sort of anticipating on Team Flash to be in the semifinals because Team Flash is a strong team and they've been playing together for a long time, so they kind of could guess that, oh, we might go against them.
That's fair enough. I think I'm going to ask something a little bit more general, and I think for Mameshi, just wanted to know what are your thoughts about this current this current patch of Brawl Stars. Has there been new things that kind of like you guys had to adapt to? Has this kind of patch actually suited your team's playstyle a lot more, or are there like new things you've learned and new changes that Zeta Division has actually done for this current patch?
今回のパッチに、対してなんか変わんないといけないことがありました。それともなんかこのパッチの方がやっぱ向いてあるとか、そういう新しいことを学ぶようにしないといけなかったか、そういうことを今回のパッチに対してどう思ってますか？
やっぱり苦手なところは練習してもう練習量がとても多いので、全部苦手なところはなくして全てにおいて完璧にこなせるように頑張っています。
So, in this patch, the things that they are like they don't really like or weak at, they try to fill it in with a lot of practice. And like we said before, we do a lot of practice, so that's how we overcome the difficulties we have.
That's very smart because, in that sense, you're not really looking for the new patch to buff your strengths. You're just really finding new ways to improve upon your weaknesses. So I really respect that, actually. So I think I'll hand off to U for the next question, if you have any.
Yep. I think I have one last question for me. Will be, who would you guys want to match up against in the grand finals?
決勝戦にどのチームと、相手したいかちょっと教えてください。
TS トローパスプリーマにはこの間のチャンピオンシップの決勝で負けたので、準決勝で負けたので、もう一回試合したいなと思います。
So, they would like to go against Trooper Suprema. They would want to have the revenge from the last time they faced off. So, they would like to see Trooper Suprema in the grand finals.
I'll tell you what, I will also love to see that as well, Mameshi. So in any case, that is going to be end of our interview here. So again, arigatou gozaimasu for Mameshi and also to Kazu for translating for us here today. So thank you very much and best of luck to Zeta Division for tomorrow, yeah?
Thank you very much.
All right, so looks like that is going to be the conclusion of the day. And I love it. In the moment he said Robert Suprema and he wanted to get revenge on them for the last time of meta. I mean, that Zeta Division really, they came in this tournament, they knew exactly what they wanted. And looks like everything is kind of coming into place for them, I have to say.
I guess they have some bad blood against Super Suprema, but let's take a look at how the finals and what happened today in the brackets.
All right, so right off the bat, between the first match here, Zeta Division beat out Byro 3-1 to get into the upper bracket finals, and conversely, Team Flash beat out Trouble Suprema in an incredibly close 3-0 series in order to enter into the upper bracket final. And between the two of them, it was no contest whatsoever. The most dominant team from Japan dominated and utterly dominated Team Flash in the upper bracket finals, thus sending them down to the lower bracket finals. Who are they going to be facing off? That's what we're going to be finding out first things first tomorrow, as Byro and Tropa Suprema will be fighting the lower brackets round 1 at 5 p.m. SGT. So make sure you guys mark your clocks and mark your calendars because you don't want to miss that out. Of course, the winner between the two of these will face off Team Flash for the lower bracket final. The winner of that will have the chance to face off Zeta Division in the grand finals. That is at 8 o'clock SGT as well. So that is going to be the journey that we're going to be looking forward to, isn't it, Uwu?
Yep, definitely. We will be looking forward for tomorrow, especially we will find out who will be the champion. But can Mameshi dream come true? Can Trooper Suprema fight their way from the lower brackets into the grand finals and have that bad blood between these two teams from Japan clean up? We have to find out tomorrow. We have to find out if Trooper Suprema can do it, or Byro be the one to make the upset and not make Mameshi dream into a reality.
I mean, if that upset does happen, I mean, I'm going to be quite happy actually for Byro's case because, you know, for them, you know, thinking of for a team that really didn't feel they were going to be a team for long to suddenly be trusting themselves here into the brackets, the playoffs here for the challengers is no mean feat, and hopefully this is going to be sign of things to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our show for today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed all of that action. I'd like to give a little bit of a shout out here for our upcoming tournaments because again, season 2 is going to be coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys sign up for the qualifiers early and sign up for them now, in fact, because the link is up and it's live. ESL.gg/ESL Mobile Brawl Stars AP. That link is right down here below us. So go ahead, follow that link there so you can sign up for the next season, and hopefully we'll be the ones cheering you on when you come into the play-ins and as well as challengers, and we are definitely going to be looking forward to that.
Definitely, we will be looking forward for the next season, and definitely a lot of people will be having their eye on, especially from season 1, seeing all these teams putting on a fight. Can any team for the next season be able to defeat Zeta Division? We have to find out next season.
So nevertheless, that's the end of our show for real now. So my name is Victor Cax. Joining me here is Uwu the Magical. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the conclusion of this ESL Mobile Open Brawl Stars Season 1 of 2021 Challengers Final Asia Pacific. So until then, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.